Ladies and gentlemen,
Everybody.
always the first.
Always the first.
Welcome to the second live show of the month of
We
May.
paying.
We're paying for the second
For the
live
day of
show.
the 7th of May 2022. You know what we do. You know how we do.
We are the one and only common sense sisters
Ladies
of common sense in the universe.
Yes, anybody else
Counterfeits.
man,
Okay, you are welcome to our live show.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Yo-Yo, and then
my name is Ella.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be offering our tea travel because our Wi-Fi is misbehaving.
Not mind the Wi-Fi, but you go respect.
Naimo network.
Don't
The
mind
Wi-Fi,
the
network.
Don't mind the network.
Don't mind, we got Poco network.
We go
today.
pinch the network. We
Yes,
back.
so Dr.
Jockey.
We are back.
Jockey.
Back like we never left. So if you're new to the platform, you are just missing us for the first time.
You are welcome in the name of common sense.
You are welcome. We greet you. We greet you.
Yes,
Our normal
please.
rules on the channel before our people start joining
coming in.
Just normal things. You know, this is another sensitive topic, but not as sensitive as the first one.
This one is a jolly sensitive.
It's a jolly sensitivity.
It not be too personal.
Our normal rules of being respectful, being open-minded. We accept dissecting opinion. You just have to be respectful about it. Sorry, dissecting. I'm not gonna cut my tongue.
Different
All
opinions.
those kind of opinions are different from the popular one that we are being speaking about. Oh God, English.
We are being speaking about.
They are being spoken about on this channel. Nobody go be bring back for me for this bag and
Nobody
go
go
put my
put your
mouth.
soup for your
They
mouth.
know it. So you have to be open-minded. Stay on topic. Don't use bad words. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. And
You
you
need
say
to.
subscribe if you have not subscribed. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. We're tired of seeing this 2008. We are not in 2008. We have moved on. We're in 2022. Now I said that we need more squad members, more subscribers. Please, please subscribe. Have you ever seen us begging like this before? Please subscribe. It's for your own good. It's for your own good. Stay on topic and don't use bad words and all of that. Like and share. If you've not turned your notification bell, please do that because whenever we're live, you will get notified all the time. Otherwise, you will come and looking for us by 2 p.m. on Saturday. We are here. Your first time as well, please check out the about page for something about the Common Senses and the Common Sense Squad. Visit the community page as well. We'll post our regular updates. For example, the link to this live show, we posted it there now. So if you had gone there to find it, you would have seen it there. And also our playlist is filled with lots of videos for you to watch, binge watch. And while you're at it, you're watching the adverts too. It's good for the body and soul. And finally, you can find us on different social media platforms. Our Common Sense Sisters everywhere you go, spreading common sense around the universe.
Yeah.
And that's the end. This Wi-Fi. No go disgrace yourself.
Eunice, we're back.
Welcome. We are back like we never left.
We said today we're not going to just leave on
one live show.
We give you pepper in the first live show. The second live show,
we give you sweet pepper.
Yes, sweet pepper.
We give you habanero in the first live.
We give you
sweet red peppers in the second live. Second live show. Now we are talking about relationship.
Those of that your tongue was
relationship.
Talking about relationship.
Please, you can come and talk about relationship here for this topic of now. It's about a man who is divorcing his wife because she built a house in her name.
In her
own name. You know, we're going to be judging that matter as well as subsequent matters. We have the stories outlined for you all today. So we use style wait for some people, but we're going to
we are using style. But let's talk about it while we're waiting for people. This put the thumbnail.
Make we cover our face. Our Wi-Fi is doing good.
Not me, I just want to see the title. I did forget all this title.
Me and you they do the title.
They do, you know how many research people they do.
Okay, let me put it. This is the thumbnail.
My husband is divorced. How Nigerians call it?
Divorcing me
because I built a house in my name only.
Please, you people. Some people will come and think that this is the house. Now, this is not the house, and this is not the couple. It has not to do with these people.
Maybe they think now.
Think that
maybe they think
it's a thumbnail.
Because that's not the debate of the day.
It's a thumbnail. Because some people come and say, "How will the woman build this house now? Look at the big, beautiful house. We don't know the house the woman built. So it's thumbnail."
Wow. Those of you in relationships,
we need you're married and single.
And those of you that are engaged.
If you are buying a property or you are building a house,
you don't do this topic
as a woman. Will it be in your own name only?
Or your name and your spouse?
Will it be in your name and your spouse? Will you honor your husband? Cover his cloak? Cover his crown? What was that they always say?
Or if people had an agreement. Or you had an agreement.
Will you put Junior say this topic is Junior, this topic is light now.
No.
Junior, this is a bonus soup now. This topic not heavy now.
This
It's light.
this topic now, because Junior a married man.
Have you Junior want make we talk about
Junior
what will
is
we
a-
talk about?
Junior is speaking as a married man. Junior is a married man. So Junior says this topic is heavy, and it's his opinion.
The topic not heavy for my own
If
opinion.
it's not heavy for you, it's heavy for
No,
that.
bonus soup, very light.
Junior,
Very,
where-
very light. It's not for real that is heavy. This topic is a bonus soup. Now the previous one. Nothing heavy
it's
about
a
it.
heavy topic.
Nah, it's not heavy.
I
Junior.
disagree with you.
Why is it heavy? What did make the topic heavy?
Because woman build house now, you know include the husband name. Who does that? You know heavy.
Junior already they ask. We never even start.
I really want to know why she made the
The unilateral decision
English they wound me.
as a married woman.
Junior, the heaviness of the
Junior,
topic what they
now you
make
asking the question as a man or as a married man. How you want to know?
Junior, so you they type so fast, so then you say has a married woman. English no go fight on
English
the
na borrowed language. Na borrowed language.
I'm curious as to what
I
circumstances.
want circumstances.
Now blood we be now we blood sisters.
Blood sisters. Don't tell you. I don't even about that Netflix movie. Blood
Not
sisters.
change them.
Make not
I
change
am
them.
curious as to why Eunice they ask what circumstances led to her building in her name only. Was her spouse aware of her intention to build in a name alone?
We didn't know. We will find out then when we start reading it now.
So me say I agree with Junior. I say
Well, now,
hey,
this topic is of
Men,
now. Very
men,
broad.
when una come to na broad chest.
Now make una go with una coats, coat and suit, coat and medical.
When una come to na broad chest because we dey
If it is because they're tricky one, some men go para for this one.
those are the
please,
men that are
para and be subscribing. No, not the para, the end they go.
as you are para, please be parambulating yourself when we put the link and come into the show. Not the para,
Para to type the link, para to subscribe,
para
para to
inside.
share, para to come inside.
Paraventure.
Monica para.
Okay, maybe we enter the story.
Okay,
Our
let's go straight
people
to
are
the point.
here.
Okay,
You know,
go
go
ahead.
the not to for daytime night zone.
Yeah.
We are
Alright,
bringing you.
Let's
the,
read story number
one.
one. Why
Please.
we dey talk like wicked these days?
Now, different characters now. Please be writing things down. Don't come and ask me to
We will
summarize.
not repeat this story. Oh, anybody when come late, you ask yourself to come. We're not going to repeat the story.
Because the slides they are too long. And number one, and number two, you will not be dragging us yigi yaga because you come late. Your teacher wait. Well, I'm not your teacher. You know
Junior,
what come late.
don't judge a book by the cover.
God.
Junior say, I go use mouth finish that woman. Junior, don't judge. No, in fact, finish a book by its cover.
Junior, please.
Junior already the para for the woman.
like that
Junior.
Junior. Para.
Junior, later Junior go say make we calm down.
Junior,
That
don't
we're
be
not
calm.
doing this.
Don't be calm. No, we read. No, we read.
We read. Yeah, now you go read this one. I mean, go. No, maybe you read that.
How many slides this one
I
gets?
don't know. Make you read them.
That robo girl, not be me, not be the person name. was in that robo girl was in this restaurant with a friend when a man sitting next to my table started talking about his wife. Aproko girl. Apparently, she's building a house. He said he followed her one morning, when she lied she was going to the early morning bush market.
Mhm.
But he has been seeing some funny feeling. He has been seeing some funny movement lately and decided to trace her. And lo and behold, he got to see the house she's building. Mhm. And according to him, the house has 4 flats at the top and 3 at the bottom. Which kind
Now,
of
wow, who be the architect? No, let's not judge. That's not the bone of contention. Is it bone of contention? Be bone of contention.
ice cream of content. He came back home that day and couldn't stop thinking who he actually
Married.
My God. She got back and continued her normal marital duties.
Let God be God. This man a queen. Let God be God.
Her marital duties and still no word from her about the house. He is thinking if he should confront her or allow it to slide.
Mhm.
But he wouldn't ever trust her. Yeah, that must be painful, man. If it were you, what would you have done? Story
So you
number
have
One.
all this, we are robo guests too, but we don't eavesdrop on people in the restaurant. But we
I
take our sister from far
that
for
robo girl.
dropping and bringing the story to Twitter, and for Instagram, people screenshotting her Twitter post and bringing it to Instagram for us today to talk about.
So debates. Now there are three things in this thing. Man, when don't they get feeling, say something is going on, but he cannot place a finger. He decided to investigate. You know, he did not judge first. He decided to investigate.
He said he follow his wife. This wife, maybe she has been going to bush market at hours when she's not supposed to be going to bush market.
Okay, so he followed that. Cousin said this woman had built a house, and he was shocked. And
four flats on top, three flats at the bottom. Meaning that this Nigerian woman built a two-story building without her husband's knowledge.
So another thing is that the woman came back and was acting. Her normal marital. She's normal.
Is she doing anything bad?
So the man is saying normal. Maybe he thinks that it's abnormal to hold such a
thing. Yeah, come back and still be doing wifey and marital duties.
But the man had a fear. Whether his question now is, he knows. To him, he's never ever going to trust her. But he doesn't know if he should confront her, like ask her
or not.
Or not. Are we going to the next slide?
No. This is the first story. We're going to talk about this one first. This is about the woman. So that Robo girl is asking us, the Common Sense Squad, if you were the one in the man's shoes,
what would you have
done?
We
have to stop watching a lot of wicked.
I know they watch and the thing they come natural.
They talk like.
Now some of Nigerians they talk. Not so fast.
What would you have
done? Put the link.
Monica say, is that man a good husband?
Monica. He's a good husband. At least he did not judge
he
first.
noticed his wife's mood changing. Now
I don't know if he's a good husband or not. I'm not here to judge his husbandry behavior.
He's just wondering, why is this woman not told? Why is she coming back to the house, cooking food the same way, as if she's not building a whole two-story building. And she's not telling me about it. Why is she not telling me about it?
I don't put link.
Most likely building it in her own name. Sorry, we did talk. We forgot to put the link. Please. Junior.
How many times we don't call you?
Now Junior say he can't wait for link because he go use mouth to finish the woman. So now Junior, as you have not heard the story, please bring the energy.
Me, I'm not a man, so I cannot say what I will do. I'm not a man. So the question is,
Eunice say, I'm surprised you forgave her. Men take betrayal. Eunice, where you see for here, say
you not talk about forgiveness. So the man say we never trust.
He said we never trust.
Oh, Nigerians can they add?
Una
go they cut onions. They give better flavor. Una go they add onions.
Forgiveness. Now Manu say, who they zazu? What is this? Now we can go. That's how everybody. Okay, please, Junior.
No, Monica will go first.
Monica enter the screen.
Monica, you want to mention your talk first?
No, I want to drop my own first so that the men will come use my own to continue and wait till the woman talk and wait everybody.
We mute ourselves.
See, man, this matter is very easy. It's simple. At the beginning of that marriage and the relationship, maybe the man don't feel they do anyhow, they work anyhow. So the woman now, exit plan, and let me say that house be. You understand? Say some women then and under the ground and then they maintain the family. And then they carry family, they go.
That one said,
and those men now inside that money where the woman they bring come from inside market, because of say she's a big do market where we now. The man they carry all those small and young bass for outside.
Yeah.
Imagine now you can go put that kind of man house for name. Not be key, go kill you. Go buy you now. So we get to make me ask the man a good husband. Because if the man is a good husband, the woman not go misbehave. Although some women go still do their own, and not still blame them. Because tomorrow now some will go marry second wife. We don't hear.
Monica does a open different kind of work.
Monica, you don't deviate now for the topic.
Monica bring open idea.
Now the situation they say.
No, but Monica they talk reality now.
But we they talk reality. What to make women they do those things now? Imagine now say okay, that our actor now more no come bring your topic come now.
Oh, see why they try to pull you come back.
Whoa!
We are giving.
Oh,
We are giving. We are
No,
giving.
I say my point that one. Imagine that one wife get money that time to build house. She forget where go, Nana. So we have to talk what till they make some people they hide, they do some kind of things.
Okay.
So the men people from here take and share because if the man good.
Monica,
Junior, wait
Monica.
now, wait.
Sir?
We introduce you. Some people don't come from the other live show.
The way you know the para, I happy.
Monica,
Monica, you don't finish.
Monica, bring up now.
No, I just dropped this one first. We feel can still discuss another one when they'll still bring their own point. You know, say men know they like all this kind of thing.
Yeah, and our story,
okay.
this is story number 1. So after everybody contributes, we'll go to story number 2. So please, everybody, help us to welcome.
Okay, but Monica, you know answer the question. So what? You know be man, so you know.
Monica, not much, not be answer.
Thank you,
not be answer the
Monica.
question.
Yeah,
we have 3 men here that we help us to answer today.
Monica, you don't finish,
So,
eh?
She said,
Yeah, I don't finish my may I leave the men. No say
Monica did not say the same Monica. Make we
Monica.
Monica did. Hey, Monica, no. He did my trust. Monica has come to open a lot of can of worms. Okay, but we are here to listen to Junior. Junior, please unmute yourself. Sorry,
Welcome, please welcome Junior.
the esteemed Junior.
welcome.
Junior. One of Canada. The only Junior on this platform. Any other person.
Na
Please. Or you go be Junior number 2.
we know they take number 2. Make they change their name.
So please,
Junior.
Thank you for the title.
Yes,
Monica, listen, don't defend the indefensible. Okay? Don't defend the indefensible. Listen, I would have loved that article to say the reason why she did that. So all these pinpoints of, the man may have been a bad man. I want to assume, I'm just going to take it as a plain black and white, that, like you said, like I think Ella said earlier, that the man, first of all, she lied. She lied and said she was going to the early morning market. And the husband must have been suspecting her, that made him trace her and found out that she was building.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
I mean, personally, that is cheating.
Of course, but don't forget, women are not allowed to be so expressive.
Make Junior land.
Everybody will give their opinion, then debate will start.
That is cheating of the too. I don't know if I will call it cheating of the highest order, but it is not only when you sleep with somebody sexual that is cheating. That is cheating. You are living with somebody, legally married with your husband. Like, there is no way that you'll be doing something like that. I mean, I want to believe that she's financially empowered, because there is no way that is, even if it's both of their money, it still doesn't matter. The fact that she's able to do that thing, I encourage her strength, but the fact that she did not tell her husband, whatever her reason is inconsequential to me. What she did is wrong, totally wrong. There is that she's not supposed to do that. And as to the reason why, if it was me, I don't think if that would be a divorce to me. I think if divorce is a little bit extreme, I want to be able to understand the reason why she did that. So we are going to have to sit down and have a conversation. Okay, women, this is why they say, like, a woman like this, I mean, sorry to say that she can, it's possible that she's a killer, that she could literally kill you. You know, I mean, why?
Because of her house.
No. A woman that has the mind. A woman that has the mind to build a 2-story building without telling her husband. When do you intend to tell me? When you've completed the building
and surprise.
It's possible. We don't know that.
You want to surprise? No. I don't like those surprises. I can't be excited. Come on now.
Junior.
No. I'm saying the person that narrated the story.
They were in a restaurant, so they're only hearing what the man was saying.
So we're just talking based off of that. And anything that we're bringing here from all of our side is mere speculation. Anything that is outside that tweet,
exactly.
That's why
I said I would have loved the article to say that maybe the man is not financially prudent.
It's not an article. It's like when you go to a restaurant to hear somebody talking and then you come and narrate the story.
Yes, it would have been nice if the girl is dropped to hear the reason why. But
maybe the man did not say.
Maybe the man didn't say that, so we.
I saw the stuff you guys put on the screen, so I thought you guys were reading from the article. I thought the stuff you put on.
Rather
No,
than
it's
Instagram
Twitter
now.
now. It's
Twitter.
Twitter
Oh, okay.
screenshot, so it's not an article. You not see Robogirl post where she did. See am now.
Junior.
Now what for Junior? Now what?
Now
You see what I'm saying? I exit.
believe
She's still on the wrong. She's still on the wrong. It doesn't. It's inexcusable. She should have told her husband. Period.
Okay.
So if you are the man,
he said he will not divorce her.
if you are the man, will you confront her or not?
Or you wait for her to come and
or you wait for her to come and tell you?
I will give her some time, and if she doesn't, then I will.
Okay. So hang in there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks for
your
thanks
for your passion and being unapologetic
being raw
about
and
it.
everything.
That's amazing.
That's good.
Who come between Samolu or
Samolu confess.
Samolu.
Please unmute yourself.
Let Toby go first. I'm doing some daddy duty here, please.
Okay. No wahala. Toby.
Commonsensesisters.
What's happen?
I do. This one is hot, but no, you guys might not see it. It's actually a very complicated topic. But so what I would say is that briefly, as my intro, is that it depends on the circumstance. It depends on the context. It depends on a lot of things that are going on in the relationship. I agree with some points that Junior was making in terms of hiding stuff from your partner. I get that point, but it also depends on what is going on in the relationship. We don't have all the information in this case. I don't think we do. So I don't think it's okay to judge this woman right off the bat that, just flat out wrong for embarking on a personal project. So I would never do that. It's not exactly wrong for a woman to embark on a personal project without involving or mentioning it to the husband. It's not exactly wrong. And she could do that for several reasons. And to Monica's point, in a situation where things have gone really bad, she could be looking out for her personal interest, because we've seen where women, in the name of love and joint account and all that bullshit, when things go awry, they're left in the lurch, and we don't. So sometimes a woman can say, this guy, he has mistresses, he's doing all kinds of things. I want to look out for myself, and that's not wrong. So again, my point is just that it's not exactly wrong for a woman to embark on a personal project without telling the husband. It all depends on the context.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say.
Okay, so thank you, Toby. So, but
yeah, go ahead.
The last words that the lady said, if it were you as a man, obviously, because it's men. If it were
your partner said she's going to the grocery store, bushmeat market, or whatever, but
we followed that. He saw the building and he saw the story.
How would you react? Will you confront her, or would you wait for her to speak to you about it?
Because the man has already established that he will never trust her. So that one is already established. That's what he said. But what would you confront?
I will, like we've always, one of the things I've picked up from our most of our conversations is communication. On the platform. So it's never a good idea to act on impulse. It's never a good idea to act on limited information. What if you're wrong? What? Just think about that. What if you're wrong? So pause for a moment and say, okay, I know what I'm seeing. I know what it looks like, but I could be wrong. So I will give her the benefit of the doubt. After all, she's my partner. So I will give her the benefit of the doubt to come explain. Maybe there's a piece of the puzzle I am missing. Just maybe. So we'll have a conversation about it. If in the end, and I realize that, she's trying to finesse me at that song,
we'll have another conversation.
Thank you. There's going to be another conversation. Yeah.
Okay, Samolu, are you ready, or let's be doing the feelers?
Yeah.
Toby.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
We are ready.
We are all ears for you.
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. From my own point of view, I want to be on both sides. I will speak from both sides, supporting and be against the decision. Although I didn't really get the story very well, but what I can get when I join is that the woman built the house without the husband's knowledge, and she put her name on the property. She didn't inform the husband.
We don't know if she's put her name on the property yet.
Okay.
Okay.
But she told the man that
She
So that
told the
husband she's
husband
going
that
to bushmeat market that day.
There are two things that can be the reason. Number one, there are women that do something like that. They just maybe for their own selfish interest, and there be another reason to protect our interest. I will come from this from the a friend once. I have a friend there in UK once told me. So he was telling. He said I met one of my school mates at a train station. I didn't. We've not spoken in a long time. We met and we spoke, and we now talk at length. He was saying that this girl was telling him that she has built a 4 flat in Nigeria, supervised by her mom. And he was telling my friend, the lady was telling my friend that, oh, and the husband does not know about it. My friend was now asking, how did you do it? He said, because the husband does 2 jobs. It's the husband that pay all the bills to the guy. So as he's leaving one job, he's going to another just to make sure that the bills are paid. Meanwhile, the wives, after dropping the kids in school, she does some part-time jobs. It's not even part-time because she does a lot of hours, okay, and she's making a lot of money, sending the money home to her mom to be like. My friend was saying, why are you doing this? This is not fair. He now said, no, because my mom said that, you can't trust men. Because the mom was coming from the experience maybe she had with her dad. So you can't trust men. Men are this and that. So that's why I had to secure myself. The husband was struggling, killing himself on 2 jobs to pay the house rent, pay all the bills. While she's making all her own money, using it to build house in Nigeria. And the husband is not aware.
That's deep.
So that is in that aspect. If the husband know and he wants to divorce the wife, I can't really blame the guy because he has been very open with his finances. Why this other lady has been hiding? The husband does not know she's working because the moment the husband leaves home very early and come back very late. Within that period, she also goes to go and work in the neighborhood will do a care job and make money.
And she's not contributing to the household.
They have secretly building based on
that can kill
how can you do
Yeah,
that?
she's not contributing a penny to the house bills. The guy is the one because the guy assumed that the wife is, taking care of the kids, that she's full-time housewife. But she's doing that and she's making money doing that. And the second reason, the second reason I will come from is this. There is this thing that happened, a story that I heard that happened that this woman is married. The husband makes money, and the husband is that type of man that brings a lot of family to live with them, and he spend money mostly on extended family, and the wife keep complaining that, oh, can we build something for our kids? Can we be a legacy? Do this investment? The guy will say, don't worry, I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to do this, and meanwhile, the wife keep drumming into his ears every time, but he never care. So the wife tired. The money the wife is getting from him, the wife was building a house. Is building was doing a project, building a house. The wife was almost completing the house when the man died. Meanwhile, the man never left anything. He was rich, but they're living in tenant. They don't have anything that the man left. Is this all these traditional men that was thinking, if I want to start something, I will do it big, not all this small one. But he never left anything, no insurance, nothing, in Nigeria, how many people. And the woman was not working. She was full-time housewife. When everything busted, nothing, and the family came, and it was from the eastern part of when they believed that the wife, you don't have a male child, they had to, the little possession car he has, all the brothers, and they started taking possession of everything, leaving the wife and the kids to struggle on their own. This woman has to move to that uncompleted project she was doing. Thank God she has done it to a certain state that she can, in this part of the world, is not habitable, but in Nigeria, you can still manage. So she was able to put something together and be able to live in that house. That was because she had a plan that the husband was not aware. The husband was saying, no, I won't build house in such areas, this, I want to live in Lekki, live in this and do all those. So there are two reasons why a woman can make such decision. Maybe the husband has made some foolish decision in the past. And she's been warning him, and the man is not ready to listen. And she now said, "Oh, if I have to go with this guy's plan, we are not going to achieve anything." Because women have this spirit. Because Even me as a guy, I work in Nigeria for 9 years in banking. I know how much I have wasted a lot of resources. But now, when I can been living together with my wife after I got married, I know how I've been able to do so much, have a strong financial plan because my wife has a lot of influence on every financial decision I make. So sometimes men will just make some useless decision. They take up a lot of responsibility. They want to act act God in the family, taking everybody responsibility, forgetting about their own family. And they will say, "Don't worry, they are my kids. At least they are eating at home. So what do you expect? Don't
Yeah.
worry. When we want to buy." I have a colleague that was confessed to me when I said, "Oh, I'm doing mortgage. I want to move." She now said, "Do you know I did this thing about 5 years ago? My husband, when I went to go and make deposit, my husband, no, 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 we're going to pay fully. I'm not interested in mortgage." He collected the money. He said he wants to go and invest in Nigeria. He said we don't have a penny today.
You carry mortgage money go Nigeria. Hey, jeez.
Yes, she doesn't have a penny. He said if we have done that mortgage, then she was saying she has over 90K, 90,000 pounds taken to Nigeria, wasted. They cannot give an account of that money. So can you imagine if such woman can make that kind of decision today, and you come and blame her on you like that? Oh, divorce her. This my or the man comes online. Can you imagine my wife has to go and build a house without my knowledge? So sometimes we have to understand people's stories, their background, where they are coming from, before we start saying judging women for making this decision.
Yeah.
And also men, because you have men that would marry to a wrong
Definitely.
a wrong women that we want to, all she wants to do is to use her money to go buy ashwebi, go to party and all this. She's not interested in want to build
So it's
legacy for
always
the
depends
kids.
on
Yes,
individual stories
Yeah.
and the part people
Situation.
involved.
Yeah.
exactly.
Thank you so much, Samolu, for
Mm,
sharing life
mm,
stories that
mm.
Kind of that copy gives life.
that's
and
what Monica
humanity
was
to
also
the story.
saying. Yeah. Junior, this question is for you. Keep on waiting now. If it was a man that built that, would Junior still say the same thing? Because there are men, there are a lot of men, Nigerian men that do that.
in their
Wives
wives.
know. Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Maybe let's say we'll enter story number 2.
Okay.
And that I think Samolu's stories, like I think it puts perspective into like why it's not always cut and dry. Because that's what Monica was saying, and like
People might be having different reasons, and we can
Yeah.
choose to look at it from the objective side by just
Which is
looking
the
at the
objective
story,
side.
or looking at it from different angles by taking different stands and assuming some different things. But then
When I
again,
was in school, one of my
these
friends, her
animal
mother
lives.
was building a whole dormitory. The father did not know. A whole dormitory in Asaba. But I said, why is your mother not telling your father? I said, the mother will say, not be everything that they tell man. I laugh. I said, okay.
crazy.
I was in
Teenagers
uni.
are
No, I was in
working.
uni.
Oh,
Yeah.
already.
I was in uni, yeah. My friend was saying, the mother is normal. If you see the hostels and like, they are few, the father doesn't know.
Hi.
I did not know. I did not
I
understand.
guess it depends on the couple.
So for
and
some
their
people, it might be betrayal, but for some people, it's like
some people might just have
if their partner is not financially responsible, they got to secure themselves.
and some people they just grow up with that mentality that as from Samolu's story and your friend's story, whatever,
Yeah.
it's not everything that you tell the person that you are married
Please,
to.
can you permit me to say something?
Obviously,
Yes,
Monica
please.
was about to even ask you to speak
Yes.
what you wanted to say. Yes, we are
Yes.
listening.
Okay, now, according to my own story now, that I was the one saving a lot. They tried,
Yeah.
they won't save.
Mhm.
Doing my 40 hours job and still making my side also at the other side. And my ex was the one that was buying
Gucci.
all the designer shoes and the tops.
Yeah.
Me now, if I tell you, say I regret him, say I not do anything with my name for house. I cannot lie. I dey regret him. After how many years? I wish I had done it that time. Would have been good now. Because it got to a point. If I was practically doing 70-30 with this man. I was the one doing the 70. House rent comes to my account. Bills, NEPA bills come through my account. I call it NEPA because all of us in Nigeria. I want to call them now. The only thing it
Groceries.
passed from my own account is the feeding. That's what it passed to my account. What it's supposed to do was the other money was supposed to put it in our joint account, because they don't allow you to put your salary in joint account. It has to be your own name.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So our plan is the remaining one we'll put it in the joint account and have personal money that we will use on our own. But I was not seeing it. All I keep receiving in my house, apart thank God say my my heart still dey okay, because if I fall enter my belly, all I keep receiving in my house is my babe package. Which name? My ex name. We supposed get at least make her not be too shout. We supposed get, because my sister, she was ready. She and her husband, they were ready to stand for us for our first house. Buying the first house, the second one is easy. This guy say get wetin they use the house for abroad do. Man, that woman, I don't know wetin the man do her. I cannot judge in general.
Yeah.
But sometimes some things make people to take such decision. They'll just be like, I'm doing it myself because I cannot come and enter one chance. A lot of women, they don't enter one chance.
Many
For many men,
you see the one for Scotland now.
That woman that traveled back home last month.
Okay, that one where the husband just do anyhow. Okay, that one did that time. As in a lot of story. You never hear some way the men go make them write Mr. and Mrs. They'll write the name. At the end of the day, go pursue that one, marry another Mrs.
Yeah.
A lot don't happen. A lot of things don't happen. So I cannot just say the woman, if actually say the man treat her nice and she did that's pure wickedness. According to the one where Samolusi talk, the man they work 2 jobs, that one are pure wickedness. But if you still say trick day, you understand? If the man is very open, of course you have to be open now. Now human being the person be. You know? You don't because me, I keep saying, don't do what you don't want people to do to you. Don't do it to others.
That's true.
That's
very, very true.
That's true.
So if the woman comes to say the matter is kind of bent, the man is doing 1 or 2 things outside, and she decides to secure her own part. Me, I applaud her. I clap for her, because Nigeria, we know I be. Something will happen now. The whole family will come and push you away from the house that you even build with your hand safe. Or push you away as fast as the man named day. So
very, very true. Yeah, it always depends on the angle and the story
and the circumstances between 2 people.
Of course.
If somebody, that's why I like how Samuli brought stories to life. Like the husband that is
the one that is a reasonable husband, and the one that is a wasteful husband.
Of course.
Husband. Yes.
So it always depends on the situation.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Does anybody have
a story, please?
Yeah. So I was just going to throw in this angle. I had this conversation with a friend lately about the culture in Nigeria and most African countries where women are still disinherited, right? So we know a particular culture in Nigeria that still does that till today. So as a female, as a girl child in the family, you are disinherited. So when your parent dies, man, woman, parent, they leave you, they bequeath you with all kinds of things. The culture is that you as a female, you will not get anything, because the assumption is that you're going to move on, go marry somebody else and bear someone else's last name and all that crap. So now you find out that even enlightened people who have gone to school, people who are formally educated, they still subscribe to this practice. Think about it. So now this woman, she goes on, oh, we're marrying you off. You're not part of this family and you don't get anything. Now, unfortunately, she ends up in one of those toxic relationships where she loses out in the end. Let's say she walks away from the man or whatever. She didn't do any personal project. The whole account was joint, and nothing in her name. And then so she loses that with the man, and then she's back to being a single parent or just single. She can't go back to her nothing. She can't go back to her father's house to go claim anything because of the stupid culture over there. She doesn't have access to anything with the man that she married. Now she's stuck. She is stuck completely. So for the life of me, I cannot understand why our people cannot see this and say, look, the child that you give birth from your own body, your own child. You're going to leave this child to be stranded, all because she's a girl, she's a female. So this is another angle to this story where, it's not exactly wrong. Again, to emphasize what I said before, when a woman looks out for herself, depending on how she assesses a situation, either from the family she came out from or from the family she had married into, it all depends on the circumstance. But the part where and secondly, I want to say this to Junior's point. I agree that there are times some women are very selfish, yes, and they embark on some of this project, regardless of whether the man is a good man, responsible, or faithful, committed. They still are going to do what they're going to do. Yes, we all agree that is horrible. But I think the part that I would say we should be careful about is this idea of jumping. Oh, that one is ground for divorce. Oh, that one, it's over. I can't take that one.
Junior said it's not. Junior said
we might not get to that extreme. We are the ones that put that title on.
Oh, okay, I see. Anyway, so I'm just making that point that so you can now use the same to the men. Men do this all the time.
So men
right?
Men do it all the time.
They embark on projects all the time. They do things all the time without telling their partners, right? So, but when the tables are turned and the women do it, it becomes, oh, that's betrayal. That's the act of betrayal. I can never take that. Anyways, I just wanted to say that while I chill with my fantasy.
Get to the next story.
Hello. Can I say something?
Let me.
Can I say something quickly, guys?
Yeah, Junior.
So the reason why I have a problem with this lady particularly is the fact that I agree almost 100% with what Samolu said. The thing is that even if your spouse in this particular scenario, like for example, even if as a woman your husband is not financially prudent or very wasteful when it comes to money, my thing is that you still have to tell him. Even if you want to build that property and put it in your name, still tell him, like, listen, you are very wasteful with money. We need to secure our future. We need to secure the kids' future. This is what I'm planning of doing. The fact that even if he doesn't agree with it, the fact that you let him know that this is happening, that is okay. That is just that to me, that I wouldn't call that a betrayal or cheating. The fact that the man has no knowledge of it, no knowledge of it. I mean, think about what Samolu just said about the guy working.
Junior, I disagree with you.
Sorry,
Junior, sorry. Go ahead, Samolu. Sorry, go ahead before I
disagree with you that you have to tell a man, somebody, your partner. You already know that this person is very wasteful, and if you're going to, there are some information that that if you are giving to it into your partner or someone that that it will be detrimental to your progress, to the progress or the cost of why you're doing that project. You don't have to let the person know, because number one, this person, the moment you tell this person, it will work against everything to make sure that you, especially when you are dating all these very narcissistic men, that they want to take glory for whatever that happens in the family. Or they will say, how will the world look at it that my wife built the house and I have never achieved anything? That man will do everything to make sure that you are not successful on embarking on that project. So if you're a woman and you already know that this your partner is not is somebody that is not very financially prudent, not disciplined with his finances, and is also stalling your own progress, and you need to tie down things for your own future, for your kids, it is better you go ahead and make this decision. Number one, do you know that even if you tell him, if you want to break up with you, he will break up with you, whether you tell him or you didn't tell him. It is better to secure the future of your kids and yourself when you know the kind of man you are dating is not interested in building a property portfolio that will help the family. It might even convince you and take the money away from you. Yeah, so women are very soft-minded, and the moment they let this information out, he will just manipulate the woman. What if he decide to even take steal the money? You don't know. If you have access to your bank account, transfer the money, and you will not be able to achieve what you want to achieve. So, in
I
my
agree.
own opinion, I don't think when you have such partner and you know that they are very financially reckless, they are not going to make a very good decision and you want to do something that will affect your the progress of yourself or your kids, go ahead and do it. I don't care.
Thank you,
No.
Samuel. We have to read the next
Mm.
story.
Toby, 1 minute. One
Toby
minute.
wanted to say, okay, Toby.
Before
Yeah,
that,
yeah, I
we-
was. Yeah, absolutely. I'll keep it brief. No, I completely agree with Samuel. Junior, so you're suggesting that regardless of the circumstance, she should always tell the guy, and that's not feasible. That's not very pragmatic. There are men who, there are women who start out that way in the spirit of openness, in the spirit of we are one, yeah, we are one union, we are one team. They've given everything. They've been very open. They've been very honest. This man turns around. He takes all of the money. He takes all of the resources, giving it to another woman, doing his own personal thing every time. This woman has given him a long rope. I'm telling you, situations that are out there. So now you're saying, regardless of how the man behaves, she should continue to still be open. At some point, you got to wake up to reality and say, no, I'm going to do this man. Obviously, we are technically, legally, we are in the same union, we are married, but he's selfish. He's not looking out for me. So it's time for me to look out for me. And that's what we're saying.
Okay.
Nice points, everybody.
Next
Nice
story.
points.
Thank you.
We will.
Because story different and the time is like
Let me share. Give me 1 second, everybody.
that we shared this thing.
Okay. So somebody's stuff is
Mute
not-
your
can
mic,
you-
please.
Can you please mute your mic? So I think somebody's stuff is not. Okay.
Thank
Let
you.
me read story number 2. So this is a man's perspective.
Story.
Okay. John Doe is writing on Twitter. He's saying, my elder brother's friend is secretly building a house for his parents somewhere in Lagos. His wife is unaware of it. We were all at the bar when he told us about it. Then we asked him why. He built a house of 4 flats for him and his wife to live in one of the flats. He said the day he completed the house, he excitedly told his wife that he can't wait to build for his parents. Then she said, and build for mine too. He said he didn't say anything, and that was the day he made up his mind that he would do it without telling her. So it means that was the day he made up his mind that he's going to build a house for his parents without telling the wife. I've once tweeted that some men don't fully disclose their earnings to their wives, although I am not of the school of that thought, but I can totally understand men who don't. His wife doesn't make any tangible income of her own, so it is not as if her money is in the house. But he built it for them, and she's likely going to be a landlady one day, and their children will have a home of their own. She will collect the rent from the man after the man is no more, and it will be part of her retirement benefits. So why then would she expect that he also builds a house for her parents? He said he knows that it will cause a big issue when she finally gets to know, but that if she gives him too much stress, he will threaten her with divorce or tell her that she will not inherit the property after he is gone, meaning after he's dead, he will not leave anything to his wife. So every man knows what he's experiencing with his wife and will rather take some extreme measures to find how to live with her in peace. This man is the only son, and he knows how his parents suffered for him and feels giving them a house will be rewarding enough. How is he supposed to build another house for his in-laws? What will his own children gain from it? Will they inherit it? Then we asked him how sure he was that his wife doesn't know. He said as far as he's concerned, she doesn't know, and even if she knows, she has not asked or confronted him. LOL. We said, okay, to me, your responsibility is towards your wife and children. Anything you give to in-laws is you appreciating them and nothing more. You can't do for them what their own sons did not do. If they have no sons, that's not your fault. What you owe them is to take care of their daughter and plan for her and your children, for her and your children to be comfortable when you are gone. That is the end of this write-up. So before we give our own
Opinion,
judgment or whatever or whatnot or whatever, what do you guys What
What
to
to
say?
say about
Asi.
Asi.
Asi is our wedding
everyone.
planner.
Asi,
Can you hear
Asi,
me?
Asi, darling.
wedding planner extraordinaire on the YouTube street. Those of you that are in diaspora, I've been watching Asi's video. Asi's on YouTube. She said, darling.
Hi everyone. Hi
Yo.
everyone. This topic is relatable because when it comes to building, I have personal experience. Growing up, there were certain issues that I feel like that's why I said for me it's not set in stone, no, because in my own end I feel there's nothing there you can tell him. But also it depends on who you marry and how you've been living with the person. But men should understand that when women take decisions as concerning properties, it's maybe because she doesn't feel secure. Because I know personally, my mom built a house. I knew before my dad. And I was small, I didn't need to know the information. But it just seemed like she wanted to tell me. When she finally told my dad, I think what even pacified the whole thing was the house is in my name. Do you understand? So she's building the house. I'm too young to inherit any house because what I was in what in primary or secondary school. This community land, and before you will look left, look right. She has built it, and she says it's in Asi's name. There was quarrel, and why are you supposed to do this? But it's in your child's name. Are you going to share for me for securing my daughter's feet? Do you get that kind of angle?
Yeah.
And I saw the way my father reacted, and for me, I feel like it also depends on the person you marry. So it got to a point I had to literally, even at this grown age, just recently, I needed to do something, and I said, okay, I'm going to my property in XYZ place. And then he turned and looked at me. I said, yes, I'm with the deed. And I'm telling you, as how many years later, this man is still being pained by that thing, and he is only comforted because I'm actually with the property deed, like it's my own. Do you understand? So I feel like this is my father. That is his business. So, but the way I would live with my husband is different. Do you understand? And you as men, I feel like most times, don't be afraid if your wife is building anything. It's for your own good. It's for your own children. Like me looking up to my mom and seeing that she's doing stuff, and also seeing her panic and fear, like, oh my God, if I tell my husband, oh my God, that kind of thing. So now I have to tell my husband, like, if I build, you know that you can go to sleep, that your son is secure. It's for your good, for you to get to a point where you don't need to ask your friends for money. Initially, when you want to start something, like now this house that he's divorcing her for, when the rent start coming in and he needs urgent 1 million and his wife gives him without coughing, the pride is to you. Initially you want to start certain businesses and your husband would, come in and say, please, oh, the house, the house. But when you start succeeding, they're the ones that proclaim. So I feel men benefit more when they can be patient. Don't just discharge a woman because of house that she built. Like, I don't understand. For me personally, look at it from different angles. Let's not only be traditional. Okay, I don't feel like it's a divorceable offense. Because she's securing not. Imagine that she doesn't inherit your house. If you die tomorrow, your children will never be without shelter.
That's
the reality of Nigerian society.
That's why we brought the second story. And there's also another one after this. That's to a balance of when a woman is building
and when a man is building,
and when a man is building and what happens.
And for that second story,
that's what
I think I get where the guy is coming from.
Make we talk about that one. So in that story,
please, for people that did not understand the reason of the story, because some people come and say, I know you what happened. Listen to drag your ear to the story. Number one, the man, he has already built for his nuclear family 4 flats.
And they're living in
one flat. So he has already fulfilled his obligation. Number two, he feels the need to build and wants to build for his parents within his right. He wants to build for his parents and for his appreciation. And he told his wife he wants to do that. Madam, according to the story, they said the wife is not contributing tangibly. Okay.
And the woman said, and you will build for my own parents too.
Now, the question be say, the man decided, based on that woman's reaction, his wife's reaction, he said,
he made up his mind that he's not going to tell the wife when he starts building for his parents.
And he has already started building for his parents.
And the wife is on her way. And so the friend asked him, So do you think she doesn't know when she knows what will happen? He said he knows that there's going to be fights and whatever, but if she behaves like if she goes to extreme, he's going to threaten her with a divorce, or he's going to tell her that when he dies, he's already assuming that he will die first because he's the man in the relationship now. When he dies, the wife will not inherit any part of the property. To him, he feels he has done his obligation, of which he has. Yeah, and it's within his rights to give his parents whatever he wants to give them. But as for the in-laws,
it doesn't think that it's his own this thing. Like now, what's it be on our opinion on this topic? I know Sassy, you want to say something. What's your opinion? Is this a case of entitled wife,
or is this man still wrong for coming through Junior's angle now? Is this man still wrong for hiding the fact that he's building for his parents without
Junior? I do want to go first. I'm asking you, want to go first?
Anybody?
Yeah, no problem. I can go first. Okay. I would say this from my own experience, and this is why I tell ladies, have money, have your own money, because when I got married, it's not that my husband cannot make some certain payments or monies for my family, but never will I put my parents in a position where it will seem like they are collecting money from someone. I not do. I think that's me. Do you understand where I'm coming from? I'm the one that went to the big school. I'm the one that they put money. Do you understand? So now I'm getting married and I'm thinking, I'm doing business, I'm killing myself. It's not because I cannot eat or my husband is not providing, but so that parental side is covered. Because let's be honest, these men have a lot of stress. He has built your house. You are comfortable. He's building for his parents. Sometimes when I have a son now, so I'm going to be very realistic. When this, like the story said, he's an only child. Do you know the fear of a parent when they want to marry, when your only son wants to marry a lady? The first fear is hope she doesn't come in and separate him from us. Hope she doesn't come in and the money stop flowing. Those different things. When I married my husband, he was the first son of 8 children, taking care of his own siblings. So their first fear is hope this. I said, no. I have my own siblings, I have my own parents. As long as you do your place of primary assignment, that's fine. If he builds a house for his parents, whether it's secret or whether it's open, for me, it won't change anything. In fact, the day you are doing your housewarming, say, hey, babe, there was no house I was building. Me, I won't do, because in my heart, if I'm going to build a house for my own parents, it's a different thing now. I'm doing something, because recently, I'm saying this thing because I use real life story. Recently, I finished something on my dad's property. I didn't need to start telling my husband. I just felt like the house needed touch up. So I'm doing something in daddy's compound. The extent, that's the story. If you want to come and see what I'm doing, or you want to, it's just something. It's not something too big. It's just a renovation. And then he did something in his parents' compound. I said, I gave some money. I feel like couple sex, not be everything that they use quarrel. Is the house settled? Yeah. He should not threaten her with divorce because of that. That's why it's good to have your money. So that the place where your parents need money, even if it's land, and you buy a land and say, okay, my husband, you don't build house for your people. I have empty land. It's the one I can afford. If you can just do bungalow, if you cannot, it's fine. I'll be doing small foundation. You don't make it as a right. Let him look that, okay, most times the people they threaten are people that are not doing anything, like the story said. But if the wife is at least contributing something, I know that it's not wrong for him to provide for his in-laws. But no, don't make it too much of a burden. There are rich people that steal you.
Yeah.
But that's aside. Let's not make it a burden. Let's not make it set in stone. I don't endorse him totally, but I say as a woman, as long as he's not neglecting his duties, and you can be working on your own thing, that will just help a little, so that you don't bring issues that are not there. This one looks like a happy family before building.
Very true.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And for sharing your own personal story.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Eunice said building for his in-laws isn't his obligation. There's a sense of entitlement on the wife's part. Oh yeah, who they go second? Go now.
Okay.
Now, Junior, I want, please.
Hello.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Junior is in Canada.
Yeah, I think there is a little bit of entitlement on the wife's part. I don't want to call it selfish, but there's a little bit of entitlement on her part, because as we know, in Nigeria, for example, as a young guy, when you are raised from a parent that don't have much. When you happen to make it as a young guy, one of the things that you want to do for your parents is to build for them, to make sure they are comfortable. In this case, this is what this young guy has done. So I don't know whether or not the in-laws actually needs a place to stay. From what you guys are saying, it doesn't seem to be the case. So I think the wife is only saying that because the man has expressed the need to build.
So
Exactly.
that was her reaction. That was her reaction. He told her that he's building, like he's done building for their own nuclear family with 3 other members. He's like, oh, I'm going to build for my parents now. And she said, and build for mine too.
Now the man, Junior, this is my question to you. I know say the woman entitlement.
And now the woman is entitled. That's a stone.
I know it's just an entitlement. The man, based on the woman's answer, he decided to start building in secret. What's your opinion for that? Is he right?
Well, I think at least he told her about it.
He said, Junior, the man has started. He said, I am going to build for my parents. He did not say I have started building.
Then the woman responded and said, I'm building for my
you build for my
and
own
he said,
parents.
and he said, that was where I made up my mind that I'm going to do the building, but I'm not going to tell her about it. So now the wife is not aware.
His decision to hide beginning the project.
Do you think
is he good?
Should he have still told the wife
that he has started the project?
I mean, it's not 100% okay, but at least I'm looking at it from the angle of he has no problem telling her that there has already been an argument before there was an argument. He wants to build a home for his parents, and the wife is saying, "Do for my parents too." And he's going ahead.
He did not respond to her. He made up his
mind. And the woman did not keep talking.
He made up his mind there that he wasn't going to tell the wife when he starts building. So it's like there is even no avenue for any argument because the wife now does not know. He didn't tell the wife that I'm not going to build for your parents. He just made up his mind that he will secretly build for his parents.
And the question is, we're asking you now. He has started building he has started the project already building for his parents. Do you think that he should have told the wife that I've started the building for my parents? Because said the wife doesn't know. So what's your opinion on that? Did he do the right thing?
He's not 100% right, but eventually he's going to tell her. But regardless, he doesn't have to build it for her in-laws.
And we know that. That's established. We know they care about the in-laws.
You know what we're asking you this because in your position.
I know what your question is. Yeah.
Because you're fire in the first story. Because you did not, the same grace, you did not extend it to say, eventually the woman will tell the husband. In the difference between these two women, we say, that woman was lying that she's going to the bush market.
Yes, she was
lying. That one, she was lying she was going to the bush market, right? This one, he's told the wife.
He said he knows there's going to be fight, so when the wife finds out.
So he knows.
But now I was saying, should we now apply the same logic that you had of saying, regardless of anything,
he should have still told the wife
that he's building for. He's not going to build for his family.
He should have told her. Yes.
Okay.
He should have told her before building the house.
Why do you think he should have told her?
He's the man, right? So he's the one that is building the home with his money. So okay, let me say I'm the one. Let me use myself for an example. So let's say I'm the one that did this, and I discussed this with my girlfriend or my wife, and I said I'm going to do this, and she said build for my parents too, which is my in-laws, and I said no, we are going to have an issue with. So if I decide, if I'm the guy and decide to build that home secretly, yes, I know that I have done something wrong. It's something secretly that I've done wrong. It is wrong. Period. There is no excuse for that.
Okay, but do you think that in the decision that the man made, knowing fully well the kind of woman he married, right? I'm going somewhere, Junior, and the reason why I'm asking you this thing, do you think that in the decision that the man chose to start the building, he could also foresee that wahala go dey front, but if wahala go dey front, make I first finish this thing peacefully, then we cannot face it.
Yeah.
You think that
I will take it for my full chest.
Okay. Do you also would you suspect that maybe that's what the woman in the first story was also trying to do? Can we really tie those two things together? We're not tying together, but I'm just saying, because this one now, Junior wanted a full picture, and this one has more.
There was no detail. There wasn't more details from the first one.
Okay,
there
you have a
wasn't-
point. You have a point.
Yeah,
you're saying.
there was no detail from the first one, so I can't really.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
And another thing that personally I noticed from this story is the assumption that the man is going to die before the wife, and then the wife will then subsequently become the landlady and owner of the property and retirement.
Anyways.
That's a crazy mentality. I don't know why people I don't know whether it's the Nollywood film or maybe it's reality.
The
that
Nigerian
the husband must always die. If your husband is a landlord, does that not also make you a landlady? Why must your
Not
husband die
necessarily.
first?
If your in-laws are witches and wizards,
Yeah, and if your name is not the property,
you're not going to be
technically you're not
tenants. You're not going. As we say,
Okay.
woman have your money.
Yeah.
I don't know. Say they say one landlady plenty pass for Benin for past landlord.
Not true. I go Benin. Not true.
Yeah,
Not
we
true.
schooled in Benin.
We school for Benin. Not true. Not true.
They say landlady plenty pass landlord.
Not true. Because the Benin women, they're strong. They're strong. Not true. Not true.
Okay, my own opinion. In my own opinion, I want to believe number one that the woman is feeling self-entitled. She's making it as a competition. Number one, there is nothing wrong if a woman should request from the husband, oh, my parents have this prayer challenge and can you please support financially so that we can do this and do that. One thing that was not mentioned is that number one, if the lady asking the husband, is she the only daughter or does he have brothers?
They don't. You didn't
The
ask.
woman did not even ask. Now that matter, they
That's what the
they
one.
boil, they
Like,
pain us.
who are you to put your family responsibility on another man?
Who nine husband so you get
Well,
look at
ask
made
doesn't
a
mean you
demand.
must be received.
She made the man said,
And
you will build for my
they don't.
parents.
She has sisters. They don't have any son in the family.
Number one, as a child, you have a responsibility towards your parents to take care of them. So the woman, I don't know, maybe her aim was to look for a man that has money so that he will put all the family responsibility on that guy. One thing I've noticed is that some women, they like to, not all, some women, they like to say, oh, the moment I marry, all my family responsibility belongs to that man. But their own brother, who is married to another lady, who, if the woman want to exercise the same power, they will be against her. Are you getting what I'm saying? What they are demanding, but if their sister is demanding from their own brother, whether it's junior, elder or younger brother, they will be against her. That why we should do this or all that. Meanwhile, they can't take what they can't take what they dishing out exactly. So that is the perspective I'm looking at looking at it. This guy, it might not be appropriate for him not telling the wife that I've started building, but I can understand where he's coming from because he has already seen the mentality of the wife that this woman has now make it a competition. Like like the lady said in one of I can't see your name very well in my phone because I'm talking.
It's Asi.
Yes, like she said that if the woman has like a land now, you now say, oh, my husband, this is what I can afford. I have a land and I also wish to build a family house for my parents because you know where they're living. Maybe it's a bungalow or this. If you can support me, whatever, so that we can build this together, that's fine. You can do that.
That's sowing a
You
seed.
can do that. So
This woman
this
is anything to the table, but herself.
but don't make it like a competition. Not that when that man said, "I'm building house for my my parents," if you want to request, don't say immediately he mention it. Let it wait for another time. Let him even have finished the project. You can now go to him.
I have another question. I mean, who wants to go after Samolu? Because as Samolu they talk questions, they come.
We have different questions, so and we also
Oh yeah, give me the question. Give me the question. Are they listening?
Nah. See, I don't understand where they go. Now the cocoa be say the man no say while they wait for from front. But I don't know whether the way, I agree with what Jid was saying. I don't know whether the way he wants to solve the problem for front, whether it will make sense to him.
He has already assumed that he's going to divorce her if the woman stress him.
He say I will threaten her with a divorce. Number one, that's why he's thinking proactively to solve it in the front. I will threaten her. I might threaten her with divorce. Number one, or number two, I will tell her that if she do anyhow, she will not be the landlady when I die.
She will not inherit
Not be
anything.
when I die. When he
died, God forbid.
Not when I die.
So she already assumed that the man will die before her.
That's why I read this thing slowly. So it's like the man is already assuming that he's going to die before her. So he said, even if the wife finds out, he's going, and like there's a quarrel or whatever. Highest, worst comes to worst, going to threaten her with divorce or tell her that when he eventually dies, she's not going to inherit anything. So he already has a plan in the event that the wife knows. Lara is saying that
Lara the brief fire.
Lara assuming she was competing. No, Lara, we're not saying that she's competing with the man, or assuming. But the way that the story was worded, the person who wrote it said immediately the husband said, I've built a house for us and our family. The next project for me is my parents too. Yeah. There is nothing in the text that indicates that the woman said, oh wow, that would be very, very great too. Her response to it was saying, I'm built for mine too. And remember, this woman is not employed. Like, she's not bringing any financial, she might be bringing other things to the relationship, whatever, but she's not bringing any other financial value to the marriage. She's not working. So it's like, why will your husband that just built a house for you, his family, and 3 other flats that are most likely going to tenants to rent, and now he's going to build for his parents? Why can't you wait at least for that one?
That one not even concern me. Wait to concern me.
Why is your reaction to think that is this way? Is the man a secret? So,
Lara on the beats. Lara.
Okay. Hello, ladies.
Welcome.
Good evening.
What's your opinion on this matter?
It's hard. It's really hard because for me, it's really dependent on the type of relationship they have as a couple. You do find some couples who, depending on how well off the husband is, if the wife suggests saying that, oh babe, okay, I'm glad you're doing something for your parents, but can we do something for mine as well? Whether or not she's not earning, remember, even if she's not earning, she's obviously contributing to the marriage one way or the other. And his income,
not financially contributing,
exactly. And his income, financial income, is still her income as well. So
we don't know that. We don't know that, Lara.
But that's why I said it's also dependent on the type of marriage that they have, because you'd expect that his financial income is her income, even though she's not exactly bringing any financial bread to the table.
What is the agreement?
Lara, I just sorry to cut you, but if his financial income is her own income, how does that then translate to being her own parents? Like, our own parents.
Well, now for me, I agree. If his financial income is her income, and they are the sort of an open couple that create like an income and expenditure spreadsheet for themselves on a monthly or annual basis, if he's going to expend their actual household income on a property for his parent, then invariably he should be prepared, if she is asking for him to do the same thing for hers, to create this, to build something for hers as well, because it's basically an equal share. Now, if she's asking, it's not something that you should be looking to divorce your wife over. It's your income is her income after all. It's you know, not one parent is not better than the other. But if he's seeing it as her competing, maybe it's something that they need to sit down together as a couple and discuss where she's coming from, why she's asking for that.
Interesting angle. Interesting angle.
It could have also been the way the man interpreted.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
In addition to what Lara is saying, because I feel like it's not a competition thing. You know, even as a married couple, I feel like sometimes when we are making plans or just saying something, okay, there's the money I will get, I will buy Prado for my dad and Prado for your dad. Do you get that kind of thing? Just so that it doesn't look like it's I'm just taking care of my own people. So if you're just discussing, you'll be like, okay, so I'll open a shop for Mom C, and then what do you think your mom will like? If you want to buy for the mothers, what do you think? You know, just
that. So it's like communication, treating the in-laws equally.
Yeah, it's like communication, just to make you for sleep for house. That is just the truth of this marriage matter, so that you can sleep and eat her food without fear. So, but if I want to be logical with what he did, he actually informed her. Another information is not particularly needed, because even if he finds out, you say, but still building meet now. Is it not sure when I finish that will start your own?
Now one
Do you
day.
get? So you didn't need to start planning divorce.
Okay.
The last time I spoke to you, you told me that when I finish my parents' own, you I will do your own. So I said I did not necessarily fight you now. Let me share you.
After they give the man.
I did not tell you a date when I'll start your parents' own, but we'll start. It's in the pipeline. You know how men they talk, and it's in the pipeline. If you want to live long in the marriage, immediately you finish, you carry surveyor for 3 months. They'll be surveying one land, turning around, giving one hope. No, I'm telling you, like, ways for you not to be planning divorce. You can't be in a happy home and thinking divorce because of house and maybe because she's not earning.
Very true.
It doesn't. It's not right. And I think there's an angle they said about they didn't have boys. That's a wrong statement. You mean girls cannot be?
Don't mind
Am I now? If girls take care of their parents, so they don't have boys. It's not a talk. Because
Now,
most
the
men, like in this story,
they put your own misogynistic
exactly.
behavior.
Most men in this story now, you see, he had to finish the one for his house and take care of them. But if I'm a lady now, if my husband don't build my own finish, who is the next person? Is it not my parents with my own money? Do you get that kind of thing? The reason why ladies build faster for their parents, but it's not about the no quarrel. I beg. It's not a quarrel. It's not a divorcing angle now. She can just suggest. It's like buying shoe. Hey, babe, you buy for me, buy for yourself, buy for me. So your building house built for me. It might even be joke because sometimes we women now we can just
No, but
so
honestly,
you
for
should
real, I remember the last time I went to Nigeria, and I have a cousin. I hope he's not listening right now. And anytime we go out eating together, and I'll be like, "Oh, hey, cuz,
Lara, your voice is low.
buy
We're
you
not
something."
hearing you. Can you
sorry,
increase your voice?
Oh, sorry. Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh yes, better.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, I have a cousin when I went to Nigeria, and he's happily married, by the way. We would hang out together, and I'll be like, "Oh, cuz, let's go and grab something to eat. I'm hungry." And then I'll be like, "Oh, don't worry, it's on me. I'll pay for you." The guy will be telling me, "Hey, if you're buying for me, make sure you buy for my wife because we are two." I'm like, "Are you high? I'm with you, not you and your wife." But I kind of understand his logic.
Become one.
That
Exactly.
Your cousin is a good man. Your cousin is a good man.
He's a caring
The two have become one.
the two had become one. Exactly.
How can one belly be hungry and the other one will be full?
He has to bring
So that he will sleep well in the house for peace to reign.
That is for peace to reign.
The next story,
But it's true. I like that angle. I like it. Your cousin is wise.
So did you end up buying for two Lara on the beat? This your
I had to.
Oh.
You are also a good cousin. You understand? Happily married. Make
a plate of jollof rice not cause issue.
They go say, hey, that's how you went out. And
You didn't even care whether I ate
Lara jollof.
You didn't even care whether I ate anything. You didn't care whether I was starving at. Why are we doing this?
Exactly.
Lara, does anybody have anything else to add to this story before we go on to the next coverage?
Just bring back Sia for her. That's all.
You say bring back Sia. You see them. So what if Lara took you to a 5-star restaurant? Make it a carry Suya. Don't even wife.
What do you think that Suya joint?
What is Suya? Suya there beside the house and she dey shop Suya every day. What if she took the intercontinental meals in Nigeria?
What if you want to say just bring her the onions from
inside Suya?
Because just say bring Suya. This Jimmy.
You wanted the man. You cannot be eating a
Someone if you want to talk to me that someone is reading to your leg. You want to talk to me? Let me direct. Let us wear in the same chat room now. Why are you going through corners? I'm a Suya person. Bring Suya, yes.
I'm not even the one that mentioned Suya.
Hey, stray bullets eat them.
Oh, who told
stray
you?
bullets?
Don't be me. Don't be me talk out.
You see now, don't carry something go. Someone look sorry. Sorry.
You don't throw me straight bullets.
As the carry bullet, Julia, please unmute yourself to catch.
Collect your Suya.
Collect the Suya. Collect Asi.
We're not go direct the bullet go UK.
what Lara was saying is true because I sometimes when we go out with friend, when I go out with my friend to go and buy stuffs, and maybe we go and eat out. There is a place somewhere around Woolwich in London where we used to go and buy this big fish and plantain and So anytime I go there, I'm coming home. If I tell my wife that I went there to go and eat and I didn't bring take away, she go fight me.
Exactly.
She will fight me. And and when I want to buy takeaway, let's say I'm buying takeaway, I'm paying for the eat out with my friend. If I'm buying for my wife, I will also have to buy for my friend. I say, give it to your wife. It is very, very inappropriate. I'm telling my friend that I'm buying for because I know this my friend is not very financially buoyant because he doesn't have paper, so he's struggling. So when I will go, I will buy eat together then, and I'll say, oh, I'll order one takeaway. I will ask him, will you want for your wife too? He will be very shy to ask me because he knows that, oh, I don't want to put this guy to, I don't want to put so much cost on it, but he knows that I'm paying. I'll say, no, just order for your wife too. So because I'm taking this one home for my wife. So well, your cousin is being very fair because that's the natural thing to do. If you know your wife will not, you will not that night, nothing for you.
No,
I'll come back to building homes. Junior, please respond to the suya.
No, the suya. No, I was going to say that is also someone who is also being considerate, right? So normally other people would, if I go out with you, for example, so people would just sit there and finish the food and come back like nothing happened. There's another option,
Yeah.
but you don't. Yeah.
She will come up with toothpick and juice. They go say, my dear, if you know the kind of food when there's someone you need that to be there. We took pictures. I know you like Instagram pictures. My dear, come and see the food. My darling, why are you frowning like this now?
In fact, see, if I eat outside and I say it at home, my kids will tell me, Daddy, why are you being greedy and you didn't bring anything home? That's what my kids will tell me. They will say, why are you being greedy? Why are you not bringing anything home for us? That they will tell me that.
I think that's all part of being a very open family because they are very loving. They are all a loving couple, and whenever they go out, and even if the husband and wife go, when he goes out, he's always coming back with something. He never comes back with an empty hand.
That's a thoughtful person.
That's just exactly. I think that's just the way they are as a couple. So if he goes and he tells her, "Oh, me and Lara did this when we went out," she'll be like, "So why are you gisting me all this gist and you didn't bring me anything? Don't come back and gist me anything. Next time, bring mine." And I kind of understand. And naturally, you just do it. So I understand where the wife is coming from. Like, okay, we're building for your parents now. Great. When we do that, can we do mine?
Different to Lara. Now, wow. Plenty of jollof is different. It's different from a house. So Lara. Lara wants twist. That's what we do. Oh, we enter the other beach. Lara and the beach. Lara and analyst. Yeah. Lara is an analyst.
The problem that I have is the fact that the same time that I'm saying that I'm going to build for my for my parents, at the same time she's telling me that I have to do for her own parents. So that's the problem.
What if you just watering the ground? Say, so that you will just have it at the back of your mind. What if Yoruba women, they all call me at the back of
you will also build for my own. No, what if she said it that way?
If you say it that way, my response will be different.
But we don't know how she said it. You just they go fire. You do.
If you say it that way, I will say, okay, I understand. I will touch your hair and just, tell you, okay, fine. We will think about it. That's it.
That one, you don't have one chance. Next story. Because every day they're going to remind you for thinking about, have you thought about it? My spirit is telling me that you started building for your parents. So get to the next story now. Okay, let me go to the next story. Okay, I like how we've talked about this one already. Hey, yours, give me 1 second. Wait. Okay, let me share our screen so we'll talk about the next story. There's been too much happiness. There's been too much happiness. We like violence. Okay, let me carry on. Who said We want
It's
it now.
good to say,
Mute
no,
your
no,
mic.
there are many. So this is from the Twitter street, and they are bearing opinions here.
Yeah.
Uncle Tommy, okay, you start now.
Uncle Tommy, the unusual bubble. At 9 be name for them. Anybody ask me any question. At unusual bubble. This marriage thing is confusing, though. I've started reading, though. The wife bought herself a nice car. The husband tied a red ribbon and presented it to her in our presence. Suddenly, the wife started crying, saying, "What have I done to deserve this?" I'm still in shock, brethren. Translation. The woman bought a car for herself. The husband tied the red ribbon on the car and now presented the car to her that she bought for her own self. And the woman started crying. What have I done to deserve this?
The next people should please try and be holding this thing one by one, because it's different people that share their different opinions. So this is not just one person talking. So the next person came and posted, Black Girl Magic said, my friend helped a colleague to process a loan to enable her buy a new car. When the car came, she told them to thank honey for me. He bought me a new car. My friend was so shocked. Extreme came and commented on that Black Girl Magic and said, same way people contact surprise vendors like myself to come and surprise them on their birthday, it's not a bad thing to do. So far, they are happy. Abi, since the husband cannot afford it, she created her own God when. My question to this is that if she's buying her own car by her own self, why does the woman have to lie? These two women now, why they have to lie and pretend that it's their husband?
Pretend to other people.
Bought the car for them. Peter Lloyd is saying, I know a pastor in one of the New Generation churches whose members contributed money to buy her a brand new SUV. And she gave the car to her husband and continued hopping buses. I never understood her action, and I still do not. Phoenix of Lagos Weary came to respond, and he said, is the hubby driving a car? If he doesn't, and the wife now gets a car, it's better that way. It's better the way she did it. It will suit the husband's ego.
Please hold that.
It will soothe
the husband's ego.
She can easily ride with the hubby on weekends or anytime, but the careless husband will not want to sit by and let the world know that he is in his wife's car.
Now
we have left house property. We are now in car. Vehicles.
In this vehicles department now, please, we need
What
opinions.
do you people think about some women that buy things for themselves, but because they are protecting,
they give the glory to the husband.
The husband go buy only ribbon for car. You go they cry for office. We people will follow you go buy the car. Say, oh my husband, come and celebrate him with me.
And the other one, the Phoenix guy when they talk say
that is good like that
to massage the man's ego.
He go and be entering boss.
So she will be humble wife.
She's a submissive wife. Yeah, she's very good. So what do you all think about this? Everybody disappear when we read it. What's happening?
I hope people understood the story.
Yeah.
I
understand very well.
Wait till you now. This one will not quiet.
Honestly, I think
One thing.
Lagos said it. Why?
Continue.
By saying she was soothing her husband's ego, and I also think most of the other women that actually gave the glory to their husbands was simply to just soothe his not necessarily to soothe his ego only, but rather to let him know that they value him and feel like if he had the capability of doing it, he'll do it for them, and they still adore him and respect him or love him or whatever it is that married couples do.
Okay, I get not to understand. Somebody said
my own is okay. Someone did not hear. And first, let me say that I cannot reply comment. I don't know how to use phone.
I think on phone is more difficult.
So nobody feels ignored. I beg. I was seeing some people hailing me. In this calm matter, and that's if everything I get experience. God, I beg you. In this calm matter, don't just marry a man that has low self-esteem. He go worry you. Because the moment I graduated, my mom gave me a car. So I was entering my husband's house with a car. He no be a car. But the first car he actually bought, which is a car, is in my name. Because it's almost like you being a guy and shooting for something. Maybe this is what I can afford now. Yeah. So in his head, the car he bought is higher than what my mom bought for me. But Sha, your mother has done this one, no problem. I'm your husband now. At that point, he was buying that car. There was no second car. But that main car was now in my. You see this ego thing, soothing ego, no soothing ego. You will continue to soothe ego. Why do you need red ribbon? I don't understand. Why? What is you want to pepper single girls to tell them that marriage is
Like, no, I see. Wait, I see. Let's say the woman use 5 million naira buy car. The husband can't use 500 contribute for ribbon. The people that follow you to go and buy the car, they know say that you buy the car.
Now the saxophone is supposed to do. The person blowing that trumpet, we supposed to flog him. What are you doing? I know,
But you know,
for me, I feel like if you want to soothe your husband's ego, why not transfer the 5 million inside his account? Let him carry it and go there. Then you will be surprised. If you want to faint. Why did you buy it and tell him to go and tie ribbon and say, what did I do to deserve it? The two of
he
them
might
are the
have
carriers.
transferred the money to her account now.
No. Like, if he transferred the money to her account, why does she need ribbon? Is she okay? They don't already buy you motor.
She's the one that bought the car.
Colleagues know that the money she bought it.
So in this situation, let's summarize story because Junior was saying he didn't hear. So in the first story, the colleagues knew that she bought this car by herself, but the husband then contributed ribbon, but she was acting as if it was a man that bought the car.
So it's like illusion.
Then in the second story, church members that gathered and bought
just like Osinachi
for their
exactly.
And then the woman she presented the car to her husband and continued to use buses. So somebody came and responded that it's a good thing that she did to suit the husband's ego. So now we are asking,
is that person petted, don't you? Because pets don't talk this thing before.
In some situations, when some women are buying, maybe they buy cars or like as we were talking about before, they put it in their own husband's names. It's their money, but they put it in their own husband's name. In this situation, they bought the car for themselves, but one is acting as if it's the husband that bought it. The other one gave the car to the husband and is still hopping buses. So we're saying like, why is this a thing? Why should this be a case? Why should a good point about ego, and if you are massaging it, you will continue to be massaging.
Don't do that. No, I don't. I feel like people that are even doing it, it's not even to massage the husband's ego alone. It's for their own personal selfish ego or pride or whatever. You know, people that maybe there's a certain lifestyle or a way you presented yourself, and you feel like when you enter marriage, you should still be showing people that you're getting gifts. You should still be showing people the hype. The man might just be average. He's doing his best, but because you've already presented to your fellow female friends, everybody's getting car gifts. You now impose that buy me car. He can't afford it. Don't worry, I'll take loan. I'll buy my own car. I'll put ribbon and cry. Like it's this competition. So let's not even blame the guy first. That guy might be doing that thing reluctantly. Maybe they no go shop for him for house. Okay, no problem. Put the ribbon now. Let me come and give you. You know that kind of thing, because we know how women can get.
And the guy may not know. The guy may not know.
You know that validation from your friends. It's a problem. But the virtuous woman that gave her husband the car so that she can trek. Wow. That's quite nice.
She's a virtuous woman.
Between the husband and her, it just depends on their jobs, because I don't even see how a man that can hustle, that can use carb and everything, would prefer comfort for his wife to suffer. It's just normal. It doesn't, especially a car that she got. If now maybe you're telling me that church member contributed money and bought her a car, let's say that car is 5-6 million, then they sold the car and now bought 2 smaller cars. It's a different case. No, they did not. You just give the Papa Gio so that you trek. People like suffering. People like virtue is like suffering. It's not nice now. If you marry somebody that will not like to see you suffer, so that their ego is, because marriage is long, even if you reach 10, it's still plenty.
Exactly.
It's long, you will stroke ego. It doesn't stop here.
There will be a certification of massaging.
You continue. So me, I think it's 2 ways. We cannot fully blame guys, okay? We cannot fully blame their egos.
Asking why are these women
doing this?
I raise a good
it's because of validation from friends. I don't see it happen well. It's because of validation from friends. You buy phone for yourself, you say it's your husband. You do this, and it's nice, it's cool to make people feel like your husband is doing something, but never put yourself in a position where you have to continuously do that, because people will call you out, call surprise
But
company
even
to come
to
and
be
surprise
honest, if
yourself.
you're constantly giving making your husband out to be the one presenting you things that he is not able to afford, is that not somewhat a manner of emasculating him and making him feel inadequate for not being able to actually meet the
It is
standards
so, but they
that
don't
you
care.
want to live?
It is. Is it that they don't know? It
Yeah,
is,
Lara.
but they don't care.
So
It
Samolu,
is.
Lara raised a great point. That's
yeah,
true.
I thought about it too. Except the men, this one are quiet. What did they happen?
They
Junior,
are thinking.
Hold on. I did put my my boy for bed. I did come.
no
Okay,
wahala.
okay, no wahala. Junior,
Junior.
Junior, are you there?
Is it possible that the husband demanded for the vehicle and she did not just willingly give it to him?
Oh, the one for the gift, right?
Yes.
That's another possibility.
Yeah. So it's not just, I get what Asil is saying, that they are
Some
just
people-
trying to, yeah.
Yes, of
It
course,
is also possible because he mentioned Osinachi in her case. That was exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Yeah. So it could be the direction that it went to. Maybe she didn't just willingly give it to him. He demanded for it. So
for peace to reign.
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Okay, Samolu, please go ahead.
In my own opinion, one thing about marriage is that there are some men that there are some marriage that are very traditional, that they want to believe that everything they do in the house is being done by the man, and there are others that have a different mindset, who believe that they are very liberal, that everybody makes their money, and you can buy yourself whatever you want. But at the same time, in marriage, sometimes they want to push out this narrative that, like
Your husband,
like, is it Lara that mentioned? Is it Lara that said it, or it
you have
was
to provide-
Monica
That said what?
that said that you want to make people look like this is what my husband can do, or scrap people. This kind of fake life that is going on internet. That people want to present this narrative that, my husband bought me this. They want to make all other women jealous, that this is what my husband is doing. Like, you remember when Toto Dike married, that he was saying then, when he just married that this guy, he was saying, he bought me this car, he did this, he's the most amazing guy. And after trailer pass their middle, everything after trailer pass their middle, now that time
Started for you. Now you.
Please continue.
now that time we can't know, say, now she pay the bride price by herself. Now she buy all this and that. So, there are some women like that. They just want to pepper them on social media and say, Kyle, come on, this, present it to me as if you just bought me this. And it has happened before. This was even the other way around. My colleague in the office, when I was in Nigeria working in bank.
I want to work for this your company. All this, I want to be having all this colleagues.
Yes. My colleague, then, this what happened. The husband bought a car for himself. The guy bought a car for himself, not the woman. So my colleague now brought the car to the office. See the car my husband just bought me. I think it was a Toyota Highlander then. And everybody was saying, and women will always, I was the only guy among a lot of women there. The other women was doing, how they do this gesture. You use your nose, you be raising your nose. You be raising your nose. And that one was telling me, it's a lie. Now the guy get the car. So my colleague, she brought the car to office for like 2 weeks. After then, she was now dropping, then she was not bringing the car. And so that was, he not said, hey, what's up your car? Your husband just said, no, I don't want to. My husband, I just say you should be driving it. So that was, I told you, you want to come and pepper us. I don't say that the husband buy car for himself. So this is how we got to know that the husband bought the car for himself. So in the bank, if you want to do your auto, what we call road tax in UK, that we call it auto registration. You bring all the document, then they renew the paper for you yearly. It's a yearly stuff. It's like a road tax you pay. So she now brought the document and gave it to me, and I gave it to my workers that are working on that was supervisors over. So when she brought, and the other lady now said, I told you, can you see the paper? It's the husband's name that is there. It's not even her name. He said, why would you say somebody, your husband buy your car and he's putting his name on the document? That's not your car, it's his car.
Nollywood we blame. Nollywood.
I better not blame Nollywood.
So, women can do a lot of things just to want to pepper their co-workers. They want to pepper people on social media. People doesn't give a damn about your life, just to show people that, oh, this is what happened. And there's nothing wrong if husband and wife, they agree to say, oh, okay, you bought me this, but don't make it look, don't do it because you just want to create wrong impression. And moreover, you might even be raising your kids. And when you're doing this thing, your kids are aware that this is the opposite, and you are also trying to raise them in a wrong way when you try to do all those things, and they're seeing everything you're doing. So if somebody buy this, let them know if this they buy. Like now, my kids, when my wife buy something, or my wife buys something for them, they will say, oh, mommy bought this, mommy, because a lot of time my wife is the one that always buy the stuff, because she's the one that has the joint account. She spend, does. So she will tell them, no, it's not only mommy that bought it, it's mommy and daddy. It's just that mommy has the card to buy everything. That's why it's mommy that always. If we go out now, you will not see me taking out a penny from my pocket or paying anything. It's my wife that pays for everything. But normally, the kid, if she's not telling the kids that, no, this account is our joint account, so but mommy is the one that manages it. That is why I'm paying it. So
Mindset. That's true.
again, so they will have that mindset that so she always tell, oh, it's mommy and daddy that buy it. Whatever it is, mommy and daddy, that's it. So it's not only mommy that buys it or something. Except when I'm going out alone with them, that is when I usually buy stuff for my pocket for them. But when we spend from the family account, that's how it is. So it's just people just want to live fake life on social media and all this. Just the pressure on. And when trailer pass their middle now, you do now see every story. all the stories will come.
Service.
In the chat, I saw somebody. Can you hear me?
Yes,
I think Eunice raised something. She said there are women that even pay their own bride price too, without their parents knowing. Very, like flesh and blood do not reveal this thing to you. It happens more than you can imagine. More than you can imagine. And it's crazy because most times that's where you hear that there is always issue. Even to bride price. There are some men that it's not like they don't have, but even in the relationship that used to women paying and saying it's them. To the point that these people will now finally get the money and they cannot spend. Do you understand what that thing does?
Yeah.
So you as a lady now, maybe let's say the guy doesn't have yet, but you're used to covering up and forcefully saying my husband bought this, my husband bought that. When the guy will finally have, you say, no, go on now. There's no need for me to come and show, because I know that you have maintained that profile and you must continue to tell people those things. So my ego is intact, and there's never a win in this matter. And that need for validation we are looking for, it's not worth it. It's not worth the peace in your house. Sometimes you go and say all these things. Guess what? Family members will come to face the guy. You buy your wife car. Okon is has not paid school fees. This person has not.
Your wife,
husband that is managing, you go and bring bill for him. Suddenly his friend is like, oh boy, can I see 500 in your hand? Before you know, different people will target your husband. Isn't that they don't even notice that part? They will target him because you have brought him out like somebody that is buying car every other day for you. Before you know he's buying phone. See where hobby took us. This internet self go cost waiting pass us. So that bride price, like when I saw that chat from Eunice, flesh and blood did not reveal that thing to you. That's the foundation of marriage. I know that people is still under controversy, the bride price issue, but that foundation, it's
Yeah.
our tradition. Let the man,
People like us are anti-bride price.
let the man do it. You don't near Calabari or Kreka Rivers people no, because you
He's
go
happily
pay.
married.
He don't marry.
You
Oh.
go pay.
I don't marry. I didn't pay any bride
And
price. We are very happy.
which tribe did you marry from? Which tribe?
Yoruba.
Yoruba man, not be saying
And you put even out 13 naira, small money, they even give you back.
We didn't even pay. We don't have to pay. We just share gifts. So we don't pay. It's not compulsory.
Come to the south now, come try
Amaka
on.
saying something. Let's go back to this topic. Amaka is saying that a husband and wife that live right, the wife might buy the car, but they will share the car quietly and plan their movements around their schedule. And
Amaka, God bless you.
exactly.
God bless you.
So like we unpack today.
That's what I say.
Some women are covering the cloak, the crown of cover your husband. Some of
But
them
what
say
if the
to go,
husband is not really
some
asking?
of them are doing it for their own selfish reasons.
Yeah.
You know, and all that stuff. So yeah,
Toby
Toby
came
and
back.
quiet to Toby and Monica.
Hey, my people, how now? Alpha.
Fine, you did.
You dey hear
Yeah.
wetin dey happen so?
Yeah, I just soaking all these nuggets of wisdom. I just I soak everything. But look, the only thing I'll just add to the conversation is in my opinion, when I see some of these posts from these women, when they say you buy yourself something and you want to ascribe all the glory to your man or whatever, I think sometimes it's not just show off. I think there's a mindset behind some of these things. So some of these women feel they have to do that to elevate the man because of wrong mindset. So they feel like it is your job as a woman to elevate your man, to cover his shame, and then all these all these teachings about he's your king, he's your head, your crown. And you see many of them writing, oh, my king, my lord. Sarah called him Lord, and all that nonsense. So a lot of them buy into this narrative, they buy into this mindset, and they do everything in that relationship to sort of, it's not like they need validation, number one. And number two, to sort of, support that same mindset, that same crappy, toxic mindset. And what happens to the man is that the man feels entitled. He feels he's God, like a demigod. And so he questions everything from that perspective. He feels like he's just there up there like some, deity that has to be worshipped, because the woman also is an enabler of that wrong mindset. So every time when people do that, it's not necessarily because they want to show off. It's sometimes because they feel it's their duty. Haven't you seen when some women get married, they write on social media, oh, my life was miserable until I met you. You have brought meaning into my life. You have added value to me.
Some people could actually be their story.
There are some people that also do it, Toby.
Yeah.
There are some men that they not be wahala people. They're not just like stress. They
And
mind
indeed,
their business.
the man, what
they're not
yeah.
really. They not really. They care about the social media thing. There are some men like that, but there are some lousy women, which is what Asia and some people were giving example of. There are some lousy women that think that they want to pepper the streets of social media.
Oh, me, of course. Of course.
The man is not demanding. He's about self-esteem. The man is already confident.
Yeah.
But the woman, some of these women, they think that they have to
keep proving
unnecessary points to not necessarily the husband who doesn't really care about all.
Or demand such. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I mean, a lot of things have been said about that. That's why I'm not actually speaking to that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't want to belabor the point and all that. Also, that there is another second point I was going to make about. I don't want to take us back, but I didn't get to make that point on the first story. About this thing about doing stuff for each other. If you guys allow me, I'll just make it very brief.
Which story for this life?
About building for in-laws and building for yourself.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
I'm not. I'm not trying to take you back, but I didn't get to make that point the first time. So it's just an appeal, sort of, I'm going to make to some of these men who are so egocentric. You married a wonderful and amazing woman. Who is hardworking, who is committed to you, who is faithful to you. and she came from somewhere. She came from a family, right? So all of a sudden, now that she's with you, you sort of control, you're controlling, you're manipulating to the extent that you don't let her do things for her side. So it's always your side, it's always your own thing, and then sometimes it's almost slant. There's a slant. There's a slant where you do your own thing for your own people all the time, but you don't let her do stuff to the extent that now she has to, go and play some games with her people, maybe take their calls in secret. I'm telling you the things that are going on, out there that we see every day. So to these men, come on, just use common sense. Just use common sense. No pun intended. And think about how this is someone's child. This person was raised by a people, by someone to become the woman that is desirable, that you find desirable. And now you're now controlling like some piece of, I don't know. So I just wanted to speak to that some of these men need to chill out a little bit and just live and let live. It's not that complicated.
Some men that even if their wife has her own money, you still don't want her to do for her own people.
Yeah, that's true.
That's exactly my answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Excuse me. I want to respond to someone in the comment section because I can't reply from StreamYard. Eunice Ebu was saying in her side, if it's an aside that I'm not considered married, that is why I didn't marry from your side. My side, where I'm married from, my culture, we do our traditional wedding not the way we should, but we don't. Bride price is not part of part of it. So I'm sure you are from Eastern part. There are people that have married that didn't see bride price as a mandatory, and they say no, they will not allow a man to pay their bride price because they don't want to be seen as an item of a commercial item of exchange.
That they're not being purchased. They're not a property.
Yes. So don't think that even in your culture there are people that they will not say no, nobody is going to pay bride price. I'm going to marry. Normally we do the traditional thing we need to do, but we don't have to take bride do bride price. So
Samolu,
guys, please wait.
yes.
Okay, Junior.
Please, I'm coming, please. I just want to give a shout out to this. I don't know. Welcome, someone from Uganda. So the person, as anybody from Uganda, we don't know.
Maybe
but you that if you are from Uganda, we greet you specially.
Hello, Sam Blood.
Yes, so all of us we here, same blood media. All of us.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to say. Welcome.
Wow, we do this bride price topic last year.
Exactly now. Because I mentioned something like that, I think the person was responding to my comment. So I need to make that clarification.
I feel like it's not. Some people have, of course, Nigeria is big now. We have all our cultures. In the south, the money exchange is not even. I don't think is the bulk of the money or the payments, because there are things that we call trunk box, wrapper upon wrapper. It's for your wife.
This thing now to tribal.
Please, don't let us digress. We are digressing already.
Yeah, no, I'm just telling you now. Don't make it seem like I understand from Eunice, and she said in her own culture, she's not saying that you're not married. You understand? That's just
Eunice.
You get.
Let me just say something.
Eunice was giving her opinion on what is happening.
She was giving her opinion, not like, you understand? She's just giving her opinion like in her own tribe. But you're happily married now, so people are different.
And also, Eunice.
Eunice is Uganda. So
Uganda, Kenya.
They spread rumors say Eunice is Nigeria.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not even Nigerian now.
No, she's
now
Ugandan,
Nigeria they pay bride price.
She's Ugandan, Kenyan. Other people in African cultures, there are different cultures that pay.
Yes, we talk about bride price on one channel, Obodo Igbo channel, and I think I mentioned about Uganda where they collect cow and all this stuff.
Cows, yeah.
Samolu, I don't think it should be abolished. I just think that the amount of money that
we don't change them to bride price now.
Yeah, it should be.
Men, make una dey fight on ourselves because now men they decide the price. Now men we don't get into
October of last year we finished bride price. Okay,
Well, I think that you will do part 2 later in some other times.
No,
You will do part 2.
the truth is, I can never compare the argument because we've already finished.
We've already finished the main cocoa. So
the matter be say now, Junior, you raise points. Abi, you say na the cost. Now men they sit down, they
now
decide
they
the
draw
cost.
the list. Now not be men they bring the caution. So the young men should be fighting the old men for collecting big money from them. That one now men not supporting men. Make una go
As an event planner, let me tell you what I've noticed. As an event planner,
Zip code.
no, make I just no vex. So, as an event planner, let me tell you what I've noticed.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are blessed if your father is the first child and he's very literate. Your list might not be too long. He can decide, especially when he has money and the other ones are younger ones. Because it happened to me. My father is not a traditional he doesn't take alcohol, so all alcohol cancel. And his younger brothers are afraid of him. So he made the list. I've done weddings where the father is the first, but he's not the richest. So there was no effect in terms of tradition. He didn't have so much say. He was feeling for the son-in-law that they were trying to take so much money, but he didn't have so much say. I've done weddings where the father is the last born. Oh my goodness. The least you will cry. I've done weddings where the father is no more. You see people that do not know the bride's name. They came that day, and that's the day they are asking planner, come, my daughter, what's the bride's name? This person is about to collect a chunk of money. And they will ask, where is he? She was trained in Canada. She's a nurse. They will not increase the list. I've done a wedding that we didn't finish the track because they came in and say she's a UK trained doctor. That money we told you is a lie. You need 200K more. Would they carry ATM? They go find.
Are they alive that they are watching? Which so
they are alive, but you are not the first child. Like your elder brother that is a chief comes in that day, looks at the list that have been settled and say he's not proceeding.
They oppress the parents.
family.
Okay.
Yeah, so they are now telling the groom's family that we do not agree with this list. We are carrying you will pay extra 200,000. So dear, and this guy is from Yoruba, so you know Yoruba people is like they don't collect so much money. So imagine the culture shock. We started using ATM. You almost seem like you're not prepared. So this bride price thing is not only, even if a man should decide, you have to also know your role in the family. If you're a very traditional man, every December, Easter, you they go village. Just know that the rules of that village must work. But if you're the kind of person that can do your daughter's wedding in your compound in maybe Lagos or Port Harcourt, it might not really work. Because like for my dad, he said people can find me. Usually they find people that do not take the full list.
Amaka, I want to respond to Amaka Nwosu. My brother married from Zimbabwe. He actually paid $6,000.
Tell them the story.
$6,000. My brother paid $6,000 to marry. For bride price, not to marry, just the bride price.
Why they not yours? They give the women belly so that the bride price go reduce.
Because the wife is a medical doctor. The wife is a doctor, so it was initially like 10,000. We negotiated to pay 6,000.
US dollars have been as Zimbabwe dollars.
US dollars, not Zimbabwe dollars. Oh, US dollars. That's what my brother pay. It's not my cousin, my immediate brother, the same father, the same mother. I'm one after him. So I know about Zimbabwe.
The problem.
But it's also dependent on how rich the family
Oh, sorry,
are.
Lara. Go on.
Now, I was just saying, it's also dependent on how rich the family are.
Some
If
people are
my
greedy.
family is
Some people are
rich-
greedy. Some people are greedy.
No, but if my family is rich and they ask my husband for something, I don't think they'll go overboard to ask my fiance to provide something nice. I'm looking at your.
Because
No,
your
sorry,
family
I'm
is not
looking at
greedy.
screen
Your
on
family is
TV
not
with your
greedy.
face.
Your family is
Laura,
not.
there are families out there that ask for an outrageous amount.
Yes.
I've seen it happen. In fact, I've seen a groom walked out of a traditional wedding because they were asking for an additional money on top of the list that he has paid. They literally had to beg him to come back. He said he does not want the wedding anymore.
Yes,
He does not want it anymore. It's
That's
outrageous.
terrible.
So that is the
they're
problem.
blindsiding him. It's wrong.
Sorry?
Imagine my brother divorced the wife now and is asking back for his money, $6,000. Who will pay it? Is it the mom?
They're paying people. Someone tell your brother to live happily with his wife. Oh. No, no return.
I don't forget that most part, for the
Common,
most part, the bride is
common
not
sense
it's not for
sisters.
his bride price money.
Now the
Common
Now
sense
the
sisters.
village people they stop the money.
See,
And you have
the
100
problem is that it is the responsibility of the father, especially the groom's, the daughter, the father of the bride,
girl.
to tell, the girl, to tell the
Yeah.
homeowner that this is how much we can. A lot of stuff on those lists are unnecessary because
Many,
some
many.
of these
Exactly.
That's true.
unnecessary. Exactly. So that is the problem.
I remember
So
when my baby sister was getting married, the same thing, a massive list that could literally furnish a 5-bedroom house was created. And I just looked at it. I looked at it and I said, please, are we selling parts? As in, are we selling her? Makes no sense. Dispose of the list. Tell them to bring whatever they can afford. And we just left
Am-
it as that.
I see.
Amaka Wosu, my brother is from Zimbabwe. She's asking, I can't reply on from Zimbabwe.
Don't worry, we replied her. We replied her. Eunice said, well,
I see.
Uganda, bride price is not refundable.
My lord.
I see.
No,
I see. I see.
it's refundable in Nigeria.
Why?
I think
I think in Nigeria it depends on the culture, so we cannot.
I see you probably agree with me on this. The thing is that a lot of, for example, I will speak for Igbo culture. For example, there is what we call that a man can never finish marrying a woman. Okay,
Exactly.
a man. Sorry.
I
I don't know the tribe in Zimbabwe. I don't know the tribe.
Yeah. So
Continue.
a man cannot finish marrying a woman. So you cannot be asking for an outrageous amount. We just few minutes ago we talked about a man not just doing stuff for just only for his family, but also extend it to his wife's family.
Exactly.
So imagine exactly. So when you are charging so outrageous amounts just on a bride price, you're not even yet married to the person. Then you come back in your home, you still have mortgage to pay, you still have bills to pay. Like, this is one of the reasons why a lot of people end up like living fake life. They have to borrow money for wedding. Everybody will come and eat and go, and it will be a problem for you. Like, we need to shine our eyes and realize that this is not a way to go. Like,
There is this story I read on social media of this guy that got married. He was earning 100K, and they asked him to pay a bride price of about 500 or 600K. He was able to pay. He managed to pay the money, and when he got married, the wife was not working, and the wife's brother, younger brother, is now getting married, and he has to pay a bride price. And the father-in-law now told the wife that tell your husband is going to contribute to your brother's bride price cost.
Right.
The guy said, so he now got this. So he said he's not going to pay a dime because your family has collected everything they need to collect from me. How will I be contributing to your brother's, your own brother's bride price is paying? When I was paying they knew how they know my financial status, but they still demanded that I pay that exorbitant amount. That whatever your parents need from me, I have given them all. Don't come and ask for a penny. And she was saying no, she's sad. She want to divorce the husband or something. She never bargained for that. I said, how does that even make sense?
One of on social media just recently, a lady cancelled her wedding the week too because the man said he's not paying.
We are going to share it now. I see there inside my computer when I search for this thing.
He's not paying the parents' flight ticket.
Let's share the screen so that we will just
personally, about this engineer said I've gone to market to buy bride price list. I nearly cried for the groom, but this guy lives in Banana Island. He has money. He was like, yeah, it's okay. I bought 100 onions, 100 yam. But if you see the things I got, we needed truck. It did not make sense.
Only Hausa people.
They are not Hausa. They are from Abia State. We packed things until the point where I needed 2 cars to carry me from Pota. And I'll say, okay, they now said box for the mother, cloth, chieftaincy cloth for the father. This one, I'm like, since when? And this family is rich. That's why I say, because when I got to the wedding, I understood the dynamics. The man is not poor. The girl's father is not poor. But he is the last born. He has an elder brother. He has an elder sister that literally was everywhere in the marriage, you know. And it now seemed like it wasn't his decision. You know, when they call your father and give him emergency chieftaincy title, before you know, they start telling him that's how we do here. And just not to, you know, offend the elders, because you don't know so much of the culture, you just say, okay. Now that's a different case. Imagine when somebody has to borrow. A man that, like Sam said, I'm earning 100K and I pay 500, and you say I will contribute. If you see me as your son after marrying your daughter, you will not collect that kind of money from me. Let's be realistic. You understand?
Let's tell this story.
Let's share this story, then we will continue this conversation.
Before you share the story, wait, though. You don't let me talk. You're not sharing anything.
Monica.
There's this story, Junior is from Igbo land. There's this girl, Tina, then, who used to be so close. The father abandoned them when they were like, maybe Shina, the senior girl, she was maybe like 5 or 6. Then they just get, as some women take the bond every year. The children just follow each other. They before. Okay, this man don't come on since, don't go to doing life. Now she's ready to get married. The father can't come outside because the boyfriend don't give him belly now. Father can't come outside, say me they can't pay. When they tear the guy behind, this guy is Okada rider then in Benin. When they tear the guy be, and then the guy say, you know what, this man not take care of me. We're not paying this that time. The money reach like 1.8. Speaking when you not trained.
Oh my God.
And the guy suffering give the small money they wanted to do the marriage, give her to the game and she did start business. I heard they have like 4 children now. They go do registry. She not the guy will not pay bride price. Just do registry, they marry a wife. Say now they have problem with that one.
Monica, I want to ask a question. Is it true that you said that when they ask you for exorbitant bride price, you just elope with your bride and give her belly after they will negotiate down?
I hear some people they do it like that now. Once they don't go, they don't come back.
They go just collect any amount you get.
Not every year.
Because they say you know if they carry 2 human beings. Some cultures no go agree.
Some cultures will not even. Some cultures don't mind, but other cultures, the girl go stay with you, but those children are her own.
Where you want to see them carry? They don't know where they go.
Understand now? No vex now, no vex. I understand what Monica is saying, because it happens.
If you don't pay the bride price, the child is not yours.
You people
But
should
how you going to claim the child?
What can I mute on a mic?
Let us read this thing, please. Then we can come. It's still about the whole.
It's about the bride price. Too.
Okay, you read it.
Please, you people. Don't
No
worry,
stress. No stress.
No stress in this. No stress is talking.
Okay.
Austin says, my guy's wedding is on the 8th of May. That's tomorrow. It's supposed to be on the 8th of May, right? His wife to be asked him to book flight for her family members to attend their wedding. The guy said he doesn't have that kind of money to throw away. She called off the wedding. Austin is of the opinion that the man dodged bullets. And Austin's opinion is that just because she heard the guy's family will be coming, just so the woman heard that her husband's to be's family will be coming by flight. So she demanded that the man also book flight for her own family as well. She's probably the woke, according to Austin. Austin's opinion is that she's probably the woke type of babe who feels she got options. She called it off with her full chest. Man is rich, but doesn't want to throw money around. You shouldn't take because I am rich, you want to order the world. Who does that? Nobody should have any, I don't know what that means there, but let's know how to contribute in a union.
So you people can go forth and then
let's continue the arguments. That's why I wanted to share the story. So you see this person now.
Yeah, because I talked about this story. Family members is a big deal.
Really?
Is it her parents? Do you understand? For me, because I know that I did wedding today now, tomorrow, just day here. And I've seen plenty cancelled weddings. As long as you have paid your vendors, nothing concerns us. If you like quarrel, don't collect one money.
No
But
refund.
one of my brides, yes, I say it. When wedding planning period, let me say I am this thing plainly. Tension is a lot, and there's a way devil used to come. This girl now, let's say your family members, I don't think it's the immediate parents. I just feel family members, let's say external people, are okay taking bus. You don't organize bus. But then you hear that the guy's family people are coming with flights. Suddenly, that bus arrangement is no longer it. You're forgetting that this marriage, whatever remains of the change, is your money too.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? Why not say, okay, no problem? Instead of like somebody was saying that house matter, it now becomes like competition here now.
Yeah.
Because I heard you're bringing people with flights. Bring them. You're forgetting that the amount of money people spend on weddings. Oh, I'm not saying I'm my work, but I feel like the best thing you can pray for is a spouse that understands. I know people got offended when somebody wrote money to throw away and all of that. Maybe the only reason he can say that statement with his full chest is because you're talking of my mother's cousin's brother, my mother's friend's cousin, all those kind of family members, because you won't say that about your parents, about your immediate family.
Yeah.
It might just be like
it could also be the man who is also tweeting about it. It could also be that
you feel the man is the offspring. For me, this matter past flight, he should say the truth. It cannot be only flight they can't do wedding.
I agree.
Unless he doesn't bring this character from far. And then she just wants to look for a reason.
Yeah.
But a week to your wedding is really close, Sha. Do you understand? Apart from that, I don't feel flight is enough reason. This particular one is enough reason. Because she might be thinking, I've dodged the bullet, because tomorrow, when I tell him to build house for his father and my father, he will say no. You know that kind of thing. If that is her thought, then good for her.
It's the man that
Austin was just adding his own opinion.
Austin was adding his own opinion.
No, Austin was saying that the guy that dodged the bullet, because I put this story on my community. So different people, is the guy that dodged, is the guy that dodged. Understand? Let's not, even though we are female, let's just be logical. If there was already a plan, we could just follow him. Let the boss people now have better hotels because of the stress of their journey. Let's just find a middle ground. Do you understand? I beg, because if it's only this one, I don't think this is a non-issue. That's my own take. You know, unless there are things that have happened in that relationship
that this one
beforehand. But if that is why I say women have your own money. If your family member important like that,
get their money and they are still very selfish. So women get their money.
You don't get money. You don't get money. Your eye day up. You don't get money. You won't brag. Say they fly your community people come wedding. Like, are you serious?
Anyways,
calm down.
Lara,
I finished.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Asi, for unpacking that. People do mad.
Lara, what do you think now?
Honestly, to me, how strong is their union? How strong is their affair in the first place? Because you don't get to the point of altar. For me, they're almost at the altar, and then you're now calling it off. It makes no sense. And I've seen many situations like that where people say, oh, it's better to have a failed engagement than it is to have a failed marriage. You don't organize a wedding. You don't organize a gathering for your whole family, even fly people in, and then you now call it off last minute because of a flight ticket. I do agree with Asi, because it makes no sense. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely wrong. And you can't be compelling your spouse to pay for your extended family's tickets. It makes no sense. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Any other takes?
Very true. I agree. Junior, what do you have to say?
You can also look at it in a two different ways. Is it possible that she knew that he can afford it and he doesn't want to pay for it?
It's also possible.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
It could, or does it mean that he doesn't actually have the money, and the girl actually thought that he has the money, but there is no communication or understanding as to, babe, see, I cannot afford the, sometimes it's not even about what you say, it's how you communicate.
What the person wrote is that the guy is actually rich, but the girl, from the understanding of the person who wrote it, they said that the man,
some people are,
the father is bringing his family with a flight. When the girl heard about it, she then said, "You to bring my own family with flights," and the guy did not want to do that.
But how were her family going to get to the wedding before her knowledge
probably,
of.
probably by road now. Probably by
They're
road.
coming from. So yeah, Junior has a point. They say guys,
Oh,
be
I
stingy
see.
because if you can afford it, to stingy.
If
If you can
he's
afford
stingy,
If you can
if this
afford
was
it,
in
why
Nigeria,
not?
for example, yeah. If this was in
In my
Nigeria,
own
for
opinion,
example,
if the guy can afford it, in my own opinion, if the guy and he says that if for now he's not going to throw, he doesn't plan to throw money away like that because the guy know that the family already have an arrangement how to get to this wedding venue, and the family, he might not even be the one that is paying for his family. It's not every time that because a guy is rich, he's going to be taking financial responsibility for his family.
yes.
One thing I don't like to I don't like people to have in mind is that if because you are getting married, you are putting your family responsibility on the guy. It is very wrong. In my own culture, naturally, the wedding is being funded by the bride's family. That is it. Because all my sisters that got married, it is my father that spend money, not the other. We are hosting the other family. That's how we do wedding in our side. And when I was getting married, it was my wife family that was spending the money. Our own is just to bring all the gift, and they are the one. You can only because of Nigerian situation now, people now they will now cater for their own side, maybe some food, so that in case they are not getting from the bride, so that they will be able to serve their own guests. That's it. But naturally, when I was a kid growing up in the 80s, when my sister were getting married, because I have older sister, I'm from a polygamous home, so I have sister that got married in 80. I knew all their marriage stuff. It was my parent, my dad, that was paying for all their wedding. In fact, he will even buy them furnitures and everything when they are going to their husband's house. That's the way it used to be. So when you now getting married to a wife that want to bring all our family issues. In fact, when I've seen the handwriting when I'm dating you, I will have even cut off. I can't go and take responsibility. Never. It's not going to happen. Come and carry your family responsibility. No, let
I
everybody
will
carry
remember
their own.
that when we want put you on payroll to be financing
Then
her.
I can't carry because I'm getting married. I will not carry your family responsibility. No, it's not going to happen.
A liability family, I beg.
Can I
No,
chime
I
in,
can't
guys?
marry liability family. I'm sorry.
Okay, Toby, we see you.
Yeah, so a lot of things are wrong with this story. First of all, yeah, like a lot of things are wrong. Why would you, why would the bride pull all that responsibility on the man? It's like you are supposed to pay for my family's flight ticket. That's some ridiculous, unnecessary burden to put on one man. Having said that, in this particular story, he could afford it.
Yeah, he could
He could afford it. So that kind of, it kind of takes it.
What if, whether he can afford it or not?
What if it's not on his budget list?
You could turn this around. We're looking at it as a woman that a man is asking her to pay for his family to come.
Because she can afford it.
Because she can afford it.
Yeah.
We say something different though. What if he
Yeah.
has $6,000 in bride price to
Very
this
true.
family now?
What if the
Very
wedding and everything was on his plate? Only they buy
This
almost
one family
everything.
when they're supposed to use what to be all those buses from Warri?
Night bus.
Don't line.
On night
God
bus.
is good
I
boss.
got pray.
Yes.
I don't pray.
the problem here is that his own family members are coming with flights.
But they're not saying I ain't buy the tickets. That be the matter.
Yeah, we
Now
don't
who
have
buy
that
the tickets?
information.
Now who else would have purchased
What
the
if from
tickets?
a rich family?
What if the guy's family, they travel by flight, and your family naturally they travel by bus? Because I'm getting married to you now, I should now be making sure that they have to.
Acquire taste. Una
No,
don dey
let me
take
finish
taste.
make I finish my
People want
point
to
now,
have
guys.
acquired taste at this point. You are still flying people now. If I've left bus.
Another area aspect here is the way the woman also puts the request.
Yeah.
How she
Yeah.
tell the man.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the tune as well. If you use that kind of tune, like since your parents are coming with flight, my own are coming with flight as well, the man not go answer you now.
Yeah. So
And
I
as
was just
Amolu said, if they are used to coming by bus, they should just use their means of transport that they are used to.
night bus.
Let
Insecurity.
everybody marry.
Ekele the little good transport.
Ekele delete.
Insecurity, insecurity in the land. You can't go by the road.
Let me quickly finish my thing.
Let's allow Toby, you guys. Toby, please.
Thank you. So that's the first point I wanted to make. Then secondly, the guy, if that was the exact language you used, I don't have money to throw away. That's kind of insensitive.
Yes,
I have a problem with that. And then lastly, this kind of dovetails the point I was making earlier that what is this thing about? Okay, because of that, you're canceling the wedding. Why? Like, why?
Not mind them.
Come
not feel
on,
like
come
it.
on. That is impulsive, in my opinion. Come on, really?
But it could
marriage,
also
like,
be that the guy has been using money as a pawn to actually control her. And
Okay, this was the final straw for her.
I think,
Okay.
you know what?
Okay.
Final straw.
That's the
I'm
point,
not
yeah.
doing this anymore.
Because
Get to this marriage, you're not gonna. Sorry, go on.
The issue is just bigger than the flight. That's all.
Yeah, there's
bigger than
probably a lot more going on. Yes.
do you know the solution to this thing? The solution is that, because this thing is definitely happening in Nigeria, the solution is that Nigeria
It's happening now. They talk
they have
fast.
cancelled all
They
the
have wedding plan
flights.
are there.
Not well in the country, so the aeroplane people, they're not good in flight. So
Yeah, fair. It's too
and
expensive.
the marriage is supposed to be tomorrow, May 8th.
I'm telling you, they should use bus. They can reach there by tomorrow early morning.
Assume insecurity is not safe.
Bride price,
Don't worry
guys,
now.
real quick. I didn't get to chime in on the bride price. We've done this in the past, so you guys already know. My take is simple. With all due respect to everybody's culture, you are selling a human being. Period. This is something we need to do away with. It's from the past, and we need to do away with it. Forget bride price.
Toby, I don't think they can actually do away with bride price. But all they should do, they should make it affordable.
Make I ask question to Toby. Toby, assuming that they take away the bride price, that is exchange of money, and then they give the man list of gifts to bring.
Okay.
What will happen? And
Great question. Great question. I'm glad you asked.
But the bride price is cheaper. It's cheaper than the list of gifts.
You're asking a question that you've already answered. No. So you're saying that the list of demands is actually higher than the bride price itself?
I'm not the same list of demands.
Yeah, definitely.
The bride price, we're talking about money.
Yeah.
Right? So if the money is say, okay, the money, future Ogum, now they call us back for Igbo. Correct me if I'm wrong, Junior.
Yeah.
Future
You're
Ogum,
right.
Igbo is Igbo Madu. Now the bride price, the money nice. Let's say it's 1 million naira.
Okay.
1 million naira. You know, so that time when they do what's your yard, right? 1 million naira. You get
the woman's PhD material.
Now the list, you see, actually they count the onions and the tubers of
100 onions.
The monetary value of the list, when you got to bring the physical list, is 10 million naira. The list are the gifts that you bring, because people actually bring gifts. This is separate from the bride price. People bring gifts when they are coming.
Yeah.
Waiting be your opinion on that thing. When they remove the price money now. But the list, because
now they're not selling their daughter anymore. But you must bring rights. It's in their
So now I like the way you laid it out. My initial comment was the monetary value you attach to a human being. I have a problem with that. So it's become sort of a merchandising thing. It's like a transaction, So having said that, if you tell me that in our culture, I need you to bring 2 cola nuts, 10, I don't know this, 3 that, I don't know, to appease the gods, to ask for blessings. I don't have a problem with that. But you know the things we have seen. This ridiculous.
No.
I don't mean it that way. Come on, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, but I don't know whether the universe, when they watch this life now,
we've seen this ridiculously long, like you see the pictures, you see the 100 tubers of yams and 100 bags of rice. Who is going to eat those things? The gods? I mean, like, I have a problem fundamentally with that. I'm saying that, look, keep the culture. There are ways to keep the culture. There are ways to maintain aspects of the culture. But then you are overdoing things when you bring up this ridiculous list that are just unbearable. And this men, they go through the meat grinder just to
But now
fulfill
their
all these
fellow men
requirements.
dey
It's
push them
insane.
It's you people men that are not supporting
Who's not
men.
supporting
All
men?
men are not supporting young men.
And young men will not speak up.
When we say women are supporting men,
Men not
not
supporting
supporting
men.
men.
Now
Now
here.
go on a Messi CMO meeting go fight that one.
Men
I'm-
in council. Men in
I,
elders in
I'm
council.
just saying to all the elders in the community, and there's a poverty mentality attached to this too.
Now be poverty or rich people they get list. Oh.
Maybe not greed. Maybe not greed. Either way, I'm saying it is time to do it with some of these things. Just bless the couple for crying out loud. Make their lives simple.
For Nigeria.
You know,
No,
many
no,
places
no, no,
that
no, no,
these
no.
things are not
Please.
correct. I just want
Anyways, I have made my point. You know, I'm just saying that you can keep aspects of the culture. You can keep aspects of the culture without putting an unnecessary burden on the people. That's what I'm
I
saying.
know your stance, though.
We
I know.
definitely
Yeah.
I just want drill. You know, so
There's
that
one
I know
part
now.
that
I feel you. I get you. I know.
Probably there's
Sorry,
one part
Junior.
you
Junior was
mentioned
going to say
that-
something.
No,
yeah, he's there.
no. What I wanted to say.
because we're not going to hear what anybody's saying. So Junior will go, then Asi will go, then I think Samolu has something to say, or we'll have Omo here as well. So please, so that we can all hear each other together. So Junior, please carry on.
Yeah, so like what I said before, I don't think that the bride price should be abolished. The problem is just the list. Like I'm sure probably Asi will agree with me. If you look at those lists, some of the things on those lists are impossible to find. And they know that it's impossible to find. So at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's going to equate to money. It is going to equate to cash. So that is the problem. So it is not about Toby saying that it is lack of knowledge or what did he say? Not he said something about they're not educated or something. No, it has nothing to do with that. These people are well doing, they are well educated. It is just greed. That's the problem. It is the greed. But the sole responsibility, like I say, it is the parents of the bride is responsible for making sure, because the thing is that in Igbo culture, for example, there are some traditional rites that are performed like inside a home, not in a community where everybody is. And usually it is you as the dad and maybe the elder in the family and maybe some one or two umonas. That tradition is actually what they respect. Not huge list that is being written by saying, oh, you have to give 10 bag of rice to Umada, you have to give this to this auntie, took care of her when she was in secondary school, she lived in her house. So all those unnecessary stuff, I agree that it should be scrapped. Yeah, it should be scrapped, because some of this money eventually, even when you put the money on top of the cola and you bless it, some of this the father will now say, okay, I am not selling my daughter, but I want you to be able to take care of my daughter for me, and they can even give you back that money. So just in something very substantial, that like you're not selling your daughter. That you cannot erase that particular culture, but the excessiveness is what I don't like, because as he can agree, it is too exorbitant and is outrageous. It should not be happening. We need to scratch that off.
Thank you. Let's have
thank you for explaining that other side as it pertains to the culture.
Because some people might come and just say that I think it's
I agree with like what he said there. On one of those lists, there was powder, morning fresh powder, the morning rose that is in tin.
It's really nice.
I have not seen that powder. That smells really nice, right?
Yes,
I looked for that powder in more than 10 markets.
Yes.
I went to corners. It's like these people know you can't find certain things. When I found this powder, I was
Amazon,
really
you cannot find
Amazon care.
I was really Amazon care. Would they find right price? I look Amazon. I was going to the end of the earth. Some creams that they said anti-rose cream, like weird names. We have to monetize it. So Julia is right. And it does if Ona don't leave this. But for me personally, I feel like if it's money, in this particular instance where they had that long bride price, the father's own money was not up to 50K. I don't think his money was up to 50K, apart from the box. We're giving youth, Umuada, chief, different community things. Do you understand? So for me, we don't enter bride price. But back to anti-flight and Uncle this thing. Toby had said something about the Stella pomade, chill powder. God will bless chill power. I was looking for that comment. Oh my goodness, that's the cream they said you find. 6 Stella pomade. 6. Where will I find Stella pomade?
Manufacturing
when
product.
I so we had to monetize it. But back to that flight lady, Toby said something about the guy saying he didn't have money to throw away, being insensitive. Like, I can be very honest with you, wedding planning will bring out the worst in you and the best in you. So sometimes these couples can be stressed out. Maybe he's the one that funded the entire wedding. I know he can afford it. But sometimes that's why at the beginning we ask budget. They have a budget. Because yes, they can afford it, but they should not get broke. Because that's the reason rich people stay rich. At least be able to understand and stick with the budget. I've had issues where close to the wedding, bride don't fling the ring, enter third mainland bridge. They call me, say she no do again. I
How
told her,
much
I
is
say, sis, ring cost though. I did you still there no? I said, babe, I need to do refund though. What happened till today? Ask us very little issue. They have 2 children. We have to go to I think one diamond shop in UK to find that replica. See, I don't think the man knows that she flung the original ring. She had to foot the bill to find the replica ring. Ask her till tomorrow why they quarreled. Wedding planning period will bring us here. You just be praising God if you finally marry the man because it's stressful. This girl called me, I was crying. She's not marrying him. He's not the best. Oh yeah, land now. I say, me, I know that we have paid everybody. There's no refund though. We are talking 20-something million. Sorry, this one now. Now sorry, we'll go tell on. Then we got to the issue and found out it was nothing. So I feel like that lady made a hasty decision. You can't just cancel the wedding because of flights, unless you're telling me there were other things, unless even if you say, okay, he was using money to control her. Most people, they enter because of money. And you enter now because of the money. You are benefiting from money during dating. You don't start to sell hair. You did not open business. You did not get anything on your side. You were busy buying the hair that you put on your head. You're not adding anything. So right now, you cannot even pay for flights. If you date a rich man because of his money, at least get to a point where if he give you pocket money, you're multiplying it and doing something with it. But even when it comes to wedding now, everything and the stress is on him. I see what he does to couple, and it's not easy. So I'm not going to take it out and say, okay, maybe that word was bad because some people have said worse. That's why the first advice I would give you if you're planning your wedding, mind what
All right,
you say.
thank you.
Wow,
All right,
that story is
that's deep, man.
crazy.
Thank you so much, Asi. Now, you people will be saying, wait till make Asi they get all this insight. Asi, darling, is a wedding planner
On YouTube.
on
yeah.
YouTube. Her name is Asi, darling, just like this. Not be say, Asi na the say
Asi has the story.
all the behind the scenes.
Actually, they see her.
Asi, darling, what would they call her wedding planner extraordinary? Not be just to totori the tongue. It is
And
reality.
she takes us behind the scenes. So we when they watch
Yes.
our channel,
We
we see
dey
too, so
see.
and we dey understand, and we enjoy the tea coming out from there.
Yeah,
Sometimes
honest. Asi, they
after a day of work and stress.
now Asi with the now Asi darling channel with the used to the online. Oh my yeah.
We have Omoye in the building.
Yay!
Omoye,
So
they
my
dragged us to bride price, so this was not the agenda, but everybody on the screen here, they want us today. So
Okay, I see the title now. I jump. I know the social media since I say may I leave social media for all the people. But before I begin, let me greet my debate. Greetings to my co-debaters, panel of judges, and accurate
Hello,
timekeeper.
Welcome.
Monica in the house. Samolu, greetings. So who did there again? Junior.
Omoye, good evening.
Good evening,
Good night,
Omoye.
is what I will say.
Una well done. Lara, greetings. So Batobi, Asi, darling.
hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello,
Yes,
Chill Power. Hello, Eunice. Thank you so much. Hello, Moye.
How na day?
we are here. Oh. This is the second
Okay,
live
so
show.
now this thing that they talk about, Abi, now
One
they
guest
talk about
station
bride price. Okay, me I say make they just change bride price money to 3 naira, 10 naira. Now that they pay for Edo State,
He go have to find the money. Wait,
Will be 25 naira.
25 naira. If they even reduce that to 10 naira, because I feel say waiting I see, right? What I'm looking at is that this bride price of a thing, it in the mind of people, in the mind of someone who's paying a price for a human being, unconsciously it creates that idea that I paid for this person regardless of the amount. I personally am against it. I'm on Samolu's team. I'm totally against bride price because there's something it does to the psyche of a man. I believe. I think that our cultures are due for upgrade. Exactly. I think so. I think that we need to start looking at the different cultures that we have, the ones that are toxic. We need to start pulling them out and just making everything, upgrading everything, because it's not working. And it usually works against the women, which is very sad. Right? We see everything that's been going on with different things happening, especially with women in marriages. I think that they need to do something about that. I don't support bride price, but if you are to pay bride price just as a token, based on the fact that it's our tradition, I think we should do away with the exorbitant amount that's being paid. And every culture, it should be uniform across all lines. So that bride price will be a symbol of what our forefathers used to do. It will not now be somebody getting a list of buy refrigerator, buy car, which you never chop for your life before. Everybody will come that day, they put list. Me no supporter. I don't know whether I answered the question, but
I say aeroplane when you never enter before.
Exactly. You can't say you want now that one you could now you go come be number one for your list. Or then you can't put number 2 as house for one island or something. What you know, say the ancestors where you come from, they never see that kind of thing before. So I feel say some people they use and say do business. And then for people when they pay that money, when they marry the person finish, of course, in their minds, you don't become property. And I don't think that as the world don't they open and everybody don't they unlearn many things, hopefully people are unlearning and pushing back on these things. People should start saying, no, I don't want this. I don't want this, because you want to go into a marriage or a partnership as a partner, as an equal. You know what I mean? And there should be an understanding and communication on both sides. Man, not talk too much. Now that one I say make I add. As I see the title, I say, what, wait a minute, they talking about bride price? I see Samolu, they must be talking about bride price.
Now, I don't even know who make us begin to talk about bride price.
Our acid
Echoes from everywhere.
Acid push.
Then Monica don't say, no, we have moved to bride price now. We're talking about bride price. Now we say, okay.
Acid just match the accelerator. Monica say, now we are moving at 160 kilometers per hour.
I get one question I want to ask Junior. Junior, please, can you answer me this? What if that girl now decide not to get married again? Are they going to return the millions, the yams, all the tubers of yam to the man?
It won't be returned though.
Exactly. So that's when you not collect the money back from Siam, not the problem. You don't create that like that. If the man decides to go buck wild on this person, then a society will start screaming, "Oh, look at what they did to another woman, another woman."
But bride price is supposed to be fair.
Let me add something. The list of items
bride
of the
price,
book items cannot be returned. Just the monetary bride price will be returned in case of divorce. So that's why most times your bride price might be 50,000. Father's gift 50,000. Mother's gift. So what you get back when there's a divorce is that 50,000, not Umona's gift, not crate of anything, not all of that. So when you look at your list, sometimes bride price there is 25,000. So if there's ever any issue, that is just that 25 you will get back. Do you understand? That's all. That's why they insist. So in cases where the bride price is even 3 million, who will give you back? But wise people that know that tomorrow the thing fit cassette, oh yeah, let's put bride price 15 million. But mother's gift 200,000. This one. So that when you say, oh, I'm not married again, they just give you 15K with an envelope.
As you're talking,
bad, but now what they have.
Wow.
As I'm talking now, I have a question. Something is coming to my mind since Monica raised this thing up. Now, this thing now is part of the thing that ties some women down in marriage. Because
Yes, ma'am.
I'm giving you a real life story. There's this lady that she no one marry this man again. Their family is ready to return the bride price. This man knows that there's another man who is already in love with her and all those type of things, and he's ready to marry her. That man, following the tradition, cannot go and pay the bride price of the woman, because in the tradition, if the bride price is not returned to the man that paid it, then this new man cannot go ahead and pay the bride price. So you know what the guy was doing, the first guy that the woman doesn't want to be with, but want to get married to again. He was avoiding the girl's family. They will be looking for him everywhere. He will be dodging them. They finally got hold of him at his father's funeral or something, and it was there the relatives of this lady just dropped the bride price money there and left. Exactly. Because this man was being wicked. That's where the property thing comes in, for me, in my opinion, of the woman being a property. And sometimes, even when relationship is over, some men are so wicked because they think that they own the woman, and they know that the tradition is kind of firm on the fact that if this bride price is not returned, this woman's life cannot continue.
And for the most part, the woman will care about the tradition.
And the woman will care about the tradition. Men,
that happens in a place where the tradition is core.
I'm coming. The man who wants to marry her is also stuck because he has to follow the tradition. Like he has to follow the tradition. So that's why I think the opinion of when people say it can be seen as property sometimes, it's like the women sometimes suffer for it. Women are not getting anything from
in Benin. Before I even started dating, my bride price needed to be returned.
Yeah?
In Benin City, Edo State.
Wow.
Before another man is supposed to sleep on top of you, they're supposed to return the first husband bride price. Because of some village people, they can hide under that and start dealing with your children. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Lara, I don't know whether you know why you're not here.
We are hearing Monica.
Before I even started dating, my bride price was returned. My former mother-in-law, because now she's ex-mother-in-law, she was like, no, you don't have to return it. No, Leslie, I said, please. I said I want it to be returned. Then my uncle, because this time my father was already late, my uncle took it personally and gave it to the family. Not talk about you want to marry before you even start dating at all. That's my own family rule. Before you start dating, before another man will climb your chest, according to them.
Yeah, but the man can be misbehaving.
The man will be blessing people, holy water. Take it.
Yeah.
You know? So it's not fair on women.
Yeah, and in the long run.
And if you see, women are not enjoying from the bride price for the most part. You see, she's not enjoying, so the money is shared to people around her. But for the most part, for most cultures, is like waiting. I'm hearing father is collecting fee, daddy's fee, mother's fee, for the people that have now, what about uncle and auntie's fee, village fee, association of widows fee. But another year say the husband family, they give anything to the bride. Right? So at the end of the day, it's like, what's the point of all these things?
Asi, you wanted to say something, then we'll have to ask QJ's opinion.
Because QJ has not spoken. So after asking, QJ will go.
Okay, no, UJ can speak. Okay, what I was saying was like what what's her name? Sorry, Monica just said. Yeah, exactly. Because I think I featured on one of this. I think Nelo's that their Lovely Woman podcast, and I was telling them because people they were saying something about women moving on after divorce, and I said it's best that whatever culture you married from, when it comes to bride price, because I do a lot of traditional marriages and love the shaki. There are certain traditional things you do. It just they sweet you because they're in love. You can't just move on. So when it comes to bride price, as much as you feel like we are finished eating the money, return it to. so they don't attack your children, your next where your wherever your daughter is going to. So that's why some wise traditions put the bride price at a small amount where they can afford. Then the rest they call it gifts, because it's very important that when I think also even in one like Yo-Yo was saying about the person dodgy. I've done an event for a divorced lady, and her divorce papers did not come till the week. We have started paying everybody. This man just refused to sign. Till that week, they begged, they found him. Some people are just like that. They are just like that. And this is not even far. I think they're based in where UK have been away. Just sign, make this girl go. So it's not even minus the bride price. I'm from the south. Even when they no quarrel, there are some people that they'll just pack their bag and leave.
Yeah.
When your head corrects, you can't collect your money back. Some women do that, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that it depends on your culture.
Yeah.
It depends on your tradition. You
And it also
understand?
depends.
So
I think it also depends on the woman. So if the woman not care about the tradition, and if the person that she wants to be with, they don't care about it. Which elder is going to restrict me?
Exactly. So if you're a traditional person, now you go they fear something. Some other people are not traditional, so they don't look out for it. Although if you're not traditional and the person you're marrying is traditional, I bet try to look out for it. That's just my thing.
Yeah, that's true. All right, that's
Common sense sisters. Can I say something real quick?
Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I mean, can we see the idea of returning the bride price? I like the comment that the Ugandan just said, the lady from Uganda. So all of the years, all the time this woman spent with you, it's irrelevant because she's property. You are returning a property that you bought. There is no way you're going to slice and dice it. And lastly, men usually weaponize the bride price in the middle of an argument in a relationship. Every time there's an argument, you hear him saying something like, I married you. I paid your bride price. You did not marry me. I came to marry you. And I'm saying it is time for us to move away from that kind of talk, that kind of language. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I leave it.
Thank you, QJ.
Thank you, everyone. I love, love, love. Asi, darling, love you from the UK. We watch you. My daughter is 14. She loves your channel. Thank you for what you do, and thank you for what you bring to the table. My brother who just spoke, God bless you. What's the name? Let me see.
Toby that just spoke.
Toby, oh my goodness, that's the name of my lecturer, my Harvard lecturer. You know what I call Harvard? Harvard is anywhere I can learn from. When I learn well from anywhere, like Common Sense channel, Obodo Ibo channel, Asidalin channel, Sisi Yemi channel, Tomike channel, all these amazing. That's my Harvard.
What do you have to say about it's not a shout out? Like, you gotta stay on top.
The shout out has been done. Let us now move to the big bride price. For me, there was no bride price paid on my head. In the Yoruba culture, they call it Eru Iyawo. Eru Iyawo means the luggage or the load of the wife. In literally speaking, so when they package this whole beautiful yams and all the Bible, Quran, whatever it is they package and arranged in that manner, and it's coming from the husband's side, giving it to the wife's side, you would have thought all those things being Eruyawo is going to the wife for her to make her journey into the marriage easy, things for her to take into her marital home. But if that's not happening, if in the Igbo culture, for example, as we've learned through all these conversations, if it means that it's going towards all these extended and community people from where this so-called bride hails, then that bride is in serious trouble. If she is traditional, she will be in bondage by the tradition she believes in. And there was a key point someone mentioned here, saying that if you have a situation where you believe you are traditional and the person is traditional, then you might have to consider those things. But if you're not traditional, that means that if you change your mindset, if you renew your mind, if you reset your brain, if you retrain your brain, and you borrow yourself brain just in case you don't have, you can buy one or something, or just get knowledge and apply that knowledge, because if you get all the knowledge is good, but if you don't apply it, is wicked to yourself. It's wickedness to yourself. It's you being wicked to yourself. With all these things going on now in 2022, it will be a travesty. Either you're a man or woman from any part of the African continent. If you refuse to release yourself from mental slavery, you are in trouble. That you are the one to save yourself. There's no superhero coming from nowhere to come and save you. Either you're single, married, or whatever you choose.
QJ, so are you up? What's your opinion on this? Are you for
my opinion is that it should the beauty of the cultural elements of the dance, drinking of the palm wine, kneeling down, and all this is you can keep that frustrating. You and your friends prostrating for the side of the what bride you want to marry. Those are nice, but that money factor should be removed. In fact, the fact that they call this prize is a psychological attack on the man who wants to marry. Because if you call something a price, that means that you are purchasing something, which everyone here has already agreed to and said that is negative. So this is not a mental health problem.
No.
We are battling with.
Not the mental health,
not the
cultural issue.
It's a cultural issue, but in the climate outside Africa, it will be classed as that.
QJ, I beg. You know why I know they call all this mental health issue. We have to be on my own, on our platform here. Mental health issue is a different topic entirely.
You are right.
Some people agree and they have their opinion why they agree. They want it to be kept. Some people don't agree and they have their opinion why they don't agree it should be kept. But the fact that some people agree that it should be kept because of a mental health issue, they hit kaba on this platform.
Cannot say that about their channel. Some people might receive it
in a different mess. Some people can.
So we know that might not be not what you mean, but some people might receive it.
In a different way, and we don't want that type of misinformation to be carrying out at least on our platform here. That's the whole. This is so. I had to cut you short in there because I don't want what do they call that misjudgment, misunderstanding. Yeah, because people are entitled to whether they want it. They don't want it, but the fact that somebody
doesn't mean that they are mentally. I think it's a more of a cultural issue.
Yeah,
than the
mind. Yeah, but anyways, I thank you for your contribution.
It's more of a cultural issue than mind. Is the culture not created from the mind? That's the question I'll leave for you. I'll leave that for you to think about.
Whether culture is created
Thank you.
We cannot say that because somebody wants their bride price or they want. Or they want to pay a bride price. That's a mental issue.
You can only talk from your own culture.
No. I'm not saying. Sorry, maybe I don't mean it as an issue, but I'm saying it can be challenging when something is going on in your mental, is in your mind. What you are thinking about how to change something. If you are struggling to change something, the word mental comes in. Okay, so it's nothing. It's not an attack on the health issue at all. It's just a struggle to change our culture or our belief system. It's a struggle. If we are here arguing and debating about it, it's still a struggle. If we're not, if it isn't a struggle, you shouldn't be here talking about it. I understand what you mean. Anyway, I understand. It's okay.
In terms of the statement, there's difference.
I get it. That's fine.
And I know that you don't mean it that way.
Yes,
because we're not saying
that's the most important. I don't mean it in a bad way or in a degrading way.
You don't mean it in a bad way. Nobody can see your mind or what you don't mean. So it's the communication aspect of it. Do you get it? And it's the case of words are people can pick words out. I picked the mental health out because every other thing that you would have said, that you said, nobody will hear that part. They'll say, "Oh, so this lady came here, and now this person is not saying that." So for the fact that I agree.
We leave that to our supernatural creator now to judge now the judgment. If we don't love ourselves, we won't be here discussing it in the first place. You get me? We won't be here staying up till midnight. There's church and services for people tomorrow with religion. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, that's what I just wanted to say. I hope people got the message. If they didn't, I leave that to the divine intelligent creator of the earth. So that's where I'm going to leave it. To all on board, great meeting everyone. Love you all. Good night. I beg. Work day for Monday.
Thank you, QJ. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
All right. Anyways, we are actually also
running up because it's already 7 p.m.
Yeah. We'll be here since like 2 p.m. So thank you everyone on the platform that stayed to this time.
And so you would have changed the thing to we would have finished 54 minutes ago,
but people drag bride price inside, and we cannot come and
very quickly. Yeah. So very quickly. So cultures are very important, and it's not something that we can easily diminish. I think my stand has been the fact that we cannot completely erase the bride price, but there are some traditional rites that still needs to be performed. We need to understand that, in as much that my stand is the fact that the exorbitant amount needs to stop. So, and it is so it's case by case. It all depends on the individual where you're married to. People from Onitsha, for example, if you marry as a man, if you marry any girl from Onitsha, for example, you'll be paying peanuts. You'll be paying peanuts. So that is not an issue. But in terms of Toby saying that we should totally, I don't understand why a woman should be seen as an object on a property. We shouldn't be seen as such. But we also have to understand that even here in the Western world, they also have their culture. When a man wants to get married to a woman, for example, they don't do any of this bride price. The bride price is on the ring. They can buy a ring of $15,000. That is how they look at it. That is the value. You see how she's peeling up this little ring on her finger, and it is so expensive.
I can't speak for them
because there are different types of white people. There are white people.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying that's true, but I'm just talking about in cultures. Like everybody have their own culture.
Have their own way of doing things.
Exactly, they have their own way of. I think my stand has been the fact that the exorbitant amount needs to stop. I mean, like all those unnecessary stuff on the list needs to be scratched off. The most important thing that you need to do, those rites that needs to be performed traditionally by the bride's dad and probably the elders in the family, that cannot be raised totally. So I think that is just where I'm going to leave that to, like, bride price. I mean, every opinion is valid and worth hearing, and I think we have said it all today.
Yeah, obviously. We all of us would agree to disagree normally, not part of debate. Thank you, Junior. Have a wonderful day. Monica, you want to go next? Because we're rounding up. Final words.
Everybody's already going. Make me to go.
Yeah. For the bride price thing,
anything, whether not the story
of the video, what like
all the story around the girl that left the man because he didn't pay for the parents' flight. That one, she has another agenda. That's not a reason to cut off a wedding. So she should rethink, and if you can bring the parents over this night, let her bring the parents and get married if she really loves the man. And for the people that are hiding and building houses, they have their own reason. So that one, I can't tell them to tell their partners. They know what they're facing. So they should. The second man is actually cleared that, okay, the wife, that one, anything you tell her is what she's going to use against you. So they should do their thing. Everybody should just do what suits them. But for the bride price thing, they should make it easy, because Nigerians, they are not going to, or Africans, they are not going to take bride price away. But they should make it easy for the men.
Main thing of the culture, because all these added things is people that came and added it. It's human.
That's why I said they should make it easy. They should just take only the bride price and do the normal celebration, and that is it.
Exactly.
So that these women will be getting married, because most men now, I believe, they will start asking how much do they pay your bride price in their first date.
We are giving them ideas.
So they don't leave these beautiful women out there and without husband.
Make the men go. Make them go work. Let me be a hater. Make the men go work like for Bible. Joseph, when he worked for 40
even
years,
if they work, marriage actually starts after the main dance, the celebration. That's when marriage starts. So they should leave the money for them to take care of themselves and their children.
Thank you so much, Monica.
So common sense sister, I appreciate you guys. It's after 1 here. I need to sleep.
Thank you for your time.
Only Monica and Monica's children. Only Monica and Monica's children will enjoy this fried rice. Now we have to go and think of what to eat.
Monica, thank you so much.
It's okay. Thank you, Monica.
So actually, don't worry. You plan my next wedding. Not be trying to talk about single mother. I will call you to come and plan it.
Before this channel, now SFC. Because
you know why we don't go fit? Arsenal South. So we don't go fit.
Just find my condo for that Toronto. I don't know if you're not too they talk there. My condo for Toronto. I want you through the corners. Dodge me.
No wahala. All right, Monica, bye.
Thank you, Monica. Bye-bye. Let's see.
I see we're ending with you today.
Okay. No,
you so
seriously,
much.
I enjoyed today's conversation. I've always wondered why I just listen. I'll just drop it. I know Sam. I know Junior. I know almost our regular people. And for me, I feel like this is the panel to just be listening to. I'll just be laughing at the background. And I said today, let me just try you. I don't know if they work.
That's
But I really
one of
enjoyed
your
it.
life one of these days.
And
That's cash you for one of your lives. I think maybe she go if she has time on the Sunday, we'll cash am live.
And if I actually drop link,
who is that?
You know yourself.
For your own life.
I know say you do live.
Oh, my own, man. My own
Yes,
is always spontaneous and just. And I feel life today. I just came back, like this wedding was stressful, so most times I like to listen to people. I like long life so that I'll just be doing other things and it's giving me vibe. I'm listening to long I know some people don't like long I don't know why. I like long conversation.
They don't know good
I
things.
like long conversation. It helps a lot.
Yeah.
Today's topic, everything, man. Shout out to you people from the beginning, building on. Man, just do what works for you.
You know that we had
formula,
single
no dey
mother.
marry.
We had single mother video before this one, so we've been here for like
Single mother.
Yeah,
Talk
we do
true.
5 hours. We did 2 lives today. This is the second one.
Single mother.
This is the second one.
Are you serious? Tell you, no, God really replenish people. It's just this building I said, man. Do what works for your marriage. No carry anybody formula. Money I have is my own. If my husband knows I have money, he doesn't know how much I have. So you get days when if you just ask, babe, do you can you send this money to this person? I will send. Some days I have the money and I say, please hold on, because nobody wants to be dry. Nobody the one way get anything tomorrow. One of my younger ones, because like parents now, that's why most times when people talk about children and all this, I always agree with those topics, because no go born who first born go they look. You give birth to who you can train, you get. So most times when you have younger ones, you also have to, you can't burden your husband with those bills. So you keep that bill aside. You keep parent bill. At the end of the day, you don't even have money for yourself. So it's not like you're lying. It's not like you're being dishonest. It's just that you feel like you're responsible for at least helping reduce their burden at an old age, now that you're grown. So that building the two of them, man, it's not a divorceable offense. If you build, just you woman, pray that you have money. Pray that you can do for your parents. You know, just pray for your own parents. Let's not enter marriage and say them. Instead, when you enter the marriage with a billionaire, be collecting your 100,000, 1 million, and be doing your own. Instead of telling him full on to build full house, But formula self no still dey. Before tomorrow, they say it's because we are forming independent, now we they lose. Are you not seeing that with the way our relationship is going? It's like we are losing out.
Yeah, nobody pay for me and my stuff for here. But we're enjoying our own sweats. Wake up in the morning, after this thing now, go.
Some girls go say on the miss. Some girls will say for missing.
As we do live video one time, you reach like 5 hours. Or more the next day. So we go do massage.
Say, please, we went to go and fix our nails, did massage, and took ourselves.
Are you serious?
Nobody has time for
stress. Is our nest of king.
Nobody get time for stress.
Nobody get time. No. Now, seriously, if for me, I feel like this type of conversations make you happy. Yes. Me personally, it makes me happy, because it's something that we need to encourage more of. And then when whatever you're doing, at least for this how many hours I don't stay, like whatever is on my plate, I'm not even on WhatsApp. All those other clients till tomorrow. Allow me rest. It's just this period you're with your people, and it's a good thing. So you stay 3, you stay 4, you stay 5. Let's encourage more. You might think you're not making impact, man. You're changing people's mindset. You're changing their ideas. Keep pushing the right message, because even those way days, you see the period that I've been dragging you up and down. It just made me laugh, because even in marriage, they quarrel. the one that is about to enter, don't say
Actually,
you know
watch
the
your
deal.
videos back to back.
I see they watch your videos back. No,
Now, watch the video now. They enjoy.
I see they try well. You know, say honestly, since now only two of us,
Everybody now the live show at end. We are not talking to us.
I see.
Good
You be stay tuned.
night. We are not talking
Good
to us.
night, everybody.
Not you now. The people.
No, okay, I did. Where they go? I get work.
Honestly, I go there.
Thank you, Junior.
Ella go say, oh, my acid don't drop video. I say, if you watch that video, if I come back, I will deal with you. Ella dey work from home, I dey go office. So once we come back, like 8 p.m., we don't do dinner. We just they play your video, they shop.
Everybody video way down.
Every stock person will
Every
just
person
play
will
their video.
play. After all the exhaustion.
If you know how many of my clients called me, people are panicking. We married women, and for one, I supposed to do a wedding. You know this, like you have not paid bride price, you did registry, but family people go see the look inside eye. That means you need to come back. You and that's your plenty offspring. You still do it. And when she called me, I felt a genuine this thing. I tell her, babe. She said, I don't suffer with this guy. We don't get 3 children. We get money now, but hey, I said, it's like you need to do something. So now we have left wedding to start discussing business because this is an eye opener. You can just, she's rich by all standards. It's just that she's not an Instagram person. But if she want to do Instagram, you go, they see the Gucci, they see the Benz, they see the Range Rover.
So for money, they know they make a
money. I don't have my own money. You know, say you get money where you know say na your super my own. So I said, okay, take real estate course, you know, find business, find this. And then she said, you shift from Delta, the guy there or another state. So she said, I have a boy, so it be like say my leg strong. I tell her, you see, I'm the one we get 3. Then they say no complete. So on what leg are we standing? And she's slim, see me. She feel even there like me, she no slim pass. So I told my husband one day, say even 1 o'clock I go chop garri. Nobody should stress me. If I see 1 o'clock, I will drink coke. No, but if I hear sucking belly to wear, it's going to be the way it is so. Because love yourself. Love me that wanted to do a willow this May. That May 24th is my 7th year anniversary. I don't last. Buhari need to they pay me. I don't to pay for marriage. Now you
no, we don't go use another person failure. Another person mistake.
No, my husband must buy me the things when go buy. Waiting concern me. He go buy me everything when we go. That one not. In fact, I don't remind and say I don't to try. This whole 7 years is not easy. After all, people that only 1 year, they'll come out and say no monkey can separate us.
At the same time when they see Micah, if get one time when Micah opened their YouTube channel. Micah, oh God, that boy just a
You just say, the thing with this YouTube, and you know, sidebar, my husband didn't even want me to start. He said no. He said to distract you. You will not have time for the family. Oh, but he did the talk. One video don't drop. No miss money. He did the talk. I said, don't worry. I will use phone. That's why I started without laptop. I use phone to edit. I'll the kitchen, they cook, they cut, they join. By the time 1,000 subscribers, he say, this one they move. You know that kind of thing.
They give you ideas.
Yeah. All men will not be. Before you know, some people will meet him and be like, 3,000. Initially, it used to be from my events business. They recognize him. Now, I see Dali. Some people recognize him and he goes like, you know, on your wife's channel, I used to see your wife. Say, that one no grima come. I say like, now I go tell you, say, now the sweet to come. And when I was telling you, you said no. I said no, I don't have no capital. Don't let you do. Because it's true. You know, you can't marry and expect 100% encouragement in every step. They also, as men, know that we get like 10,000 ideas, we women, and we define who to hang the idea on top so that if he fail, we'll say, him support me. Do you get? So I'm a petroleum engineer. He married me as petroleum engineer. I can't tell him, say I won't do events. You think he said no. I started with my wedding. Before I go talk, I don't print card. While he was yet speaking, I don't get one job, 25,000. I was so happy. I don't dey dance. Before you know, I don't do shirts. Small, small. The next job, I say, okay, let me see if I can charge 50K. The girl agree 50K. I say, okay, that's good. I used it to print this. I print. Before he will look back, look front. The girl don't. I started moving. Oh.
CEO,
That is what they want.
CEO.
Look, they just need that. You know, most times in marriage, now consent they find no be encouragement. As you get consent, use consent and run. If you succeed, I don't brag with my business now. See where my husband they carry me brag. My wife, you say this, you know, go tell them say the beginning, no grill. You know, you know, you know, it's the end.
Oh, your success now is success. So don't go there.
Yes, that man, and now he's happy. And hey, I won't leave events. I want to do YouTube. Hey, it will distract you. Really. Don't show my son. You know, say initially, say man, not show your pikin. I said no problem. Now your pikin will come meet me for video. You know that kind of funny thing. You just allow.
What people too wicked.
Yeah, no. I not say yeah for this street. Sometimes some people don't get respect. So I don't tell this an issue. Make tomorrow and I don't get respect. But me at the fight to from south to I know they for all those ones. I dare you ask front the next day. No day for talk. No person no bring insults come. So face me, insult me, I can take it. But I try to just like
spirit.
So
that's the Southern spirit. So we know that.
You don't say I see for the first live
I can protect my family. I beg you know how these kind of things be. So that's but just to push yourself to still succeed. I wake up, I say, oh, I want to learn French. But because I had already started getting small peanuts from my own side, it's not I want to learn French, baby, give me money. It's I want to learn French, I paid for class.
Take initiative, action.
Difference don't do. Before you know, they do bonjour. They look me. And babe, I want to do software. Class is on Monday. I've paid. Now wow. You dey hot oh, you know.
A spontaneous woman. You don't even know what to expect.
You dey hot oh.
But you know that you know the amount of form you need to fill to explain to a man why you are going from event to this one to this one.
YouTuber. Only I see French woman. Only I see now you go pay another bride price to South too because you pay for one type of right?
Yes.
But you know, so all this one now, there is experimental kind of things in your mind. You don't want a situation whereby this exam now can't go, God forbid, fail. Now, man, give me money. Oh, boy, you go answer question. No?
You answer question. No?
So if I use my money, if I fail, I'm not going to even tell person say result come on. Go just keep out of my chest and collect my L. But when you read it with your own and he sees progress and he goes like, okay, why don't you do this? No, my husband they suggest, look at this programming, look at this one, look at this one. I say, oh, welcome. It's so formula no day. Formula no day. So that let somebody now tomorrow say, Pato, you dey allow your wife they go, they do things without your knowledge and your full support. Can it happen? No. When they bring that leg, it might cause problems. So it might. I'm telling you. When I meet and say, oh, I like a girl with low cut. I say, bro, I no cut hair to find man. No. Just heads up.
I remember watching that your video.
Yeah, we remember
that video.
Heads up. Because tomorrow now you find man when you say you like your hair pink. Before you know, yo need to plant any color. You don't plant. Does it make sense? You tell him that sorry, it's not only pink, it's just pink this week. Usually it's purple, there's orange time. Make him know. That helps you a lot in the long run in marriage because you were sincere. I don't know why people they lie. They lie. I can take it. I can walk on that pressure. They lie. They bend. They pound yam. They pound yam with nails. They wear red skimpy gown. Come on, guys. You know what in my marriage very long. No need to lie. You. That Canada now they how they manage. I heard the dating scene is crazy.
I see the taxes for I know they worry about the dating this thing. I know they video all those things.
Now taxes then be on a problem.
Taxes and the inflation.
Inflation is mad high.
And people they para.
And the taxes in Ontario where we are is 13%. So everything where you buy, except like food, raw materials, now
unless 13%. Yeah.
Unless produce.
Everything is gone up. Housing market is like Somebody talk for
housing
radio.
is $1 million.
Yeah.
Average price.
And
of
you know the
housing
painful
here.
thing. I see you think say Nigeria, they get nonsense. What do they call all those people?
Agents.
No, those people when they do house. All those people
Agents, I mean, they say house, not be agents.
Artisan.
artisan for Toronto. Artisanship,
They go use middle woman
finish you. So people go get house when be like what 1 million. The cupboard they break. Outside there, it go dey beautiful, die. When you go inside there, pangolo. No,
and let's talk about the hidden fees. Not even the hidden fees. You go pay property tax. You go pay if you are in a community neighborhood, maybe there's neighborhood
HOV.
fee. You know, so it's like.
And the thing is, if what you they pay for now, say okay,
you are still value.
Obonge. If I'm living in a house like this, then somebody can say they can go buy the same house for 1 million. Why?
Are you serious?
When the house not get backyards, it not be saying that.
Can you imagine?
$1 million. I see the average home price in $1 million.
Jesus Lord.
As for the houses, they join them together, so it's not like
not be single family,
not single
be
family where
family.
like you have your own backyard or sometimes.
Yeah.
Wall. So it's like the inflation is crazy. For example, gas
That's
prices
too high now. We are complaining of high prices here. That means on our own pass also.
It's crazy.
I see the wuru market.
You're not all yet. Vegetable would they buy $4.99 before. Now a gallon is $10.99.
And we get food business.
And we they do catering stuff for you.
Yeah, I want personal business.
But people go see they ask for discounts.
Let me tell you another thing. When they talk say agents get problem for Nigeria.
We suffer for years.
When I don't see
May, June, July, August,
Toronto
September,
agents,
we were almost homeless.
Let me just tell you, just give you glimpse. Toronto agents, it be like say, the person, your agents, they negotiate with
another
the
agent.
They use you and the person when one said they have said they do bidding work.
They go say, oh, this person is coming.
Do you
have 1 year rent?
You know,
if you don't have 1 year rent, we have to pick somebody else.
Are you serious?
Yes, I see. And meanwhile, I relocate from America, come here. For America, things are straightforward. And I lived in different states in the US before I come Canada. So when I go to see wuru, we don't have for renting. What we use our eyes? They do us $500.
From May, we put the video here now. We narrate our story.
A whole 500. Yes, that video.
From May till September.
Yes.
2 weeks when we were supposed to leave, we did not find house. We had to even stay in hotel for 2 weeks before we were able to move in. Wait till we see for Asians.
That's why when they do all those videos, they drop on because
that there's no accommodation.
There's accommodation. People they do wuru.
The wuru too much inside.
Hey.
They do wuru for year.
This bidding na the one when I know understand. What do you mean bidding? House na 1, 2. Person go add money.
So for example, let's say landlords, you get agents. You be tenants. As tenants, they expect say you too go get your own agents. Some people when be agents of landlord, they're not go talk to you. And they tell you they're not go talk to you until you bring agents to them. We also had a straight talk with a landlord who we sign contract with. The person collect $500. We go there the next time to collect the house key and everything and whatnot now. The person come out. But they call and say, we are here. What's up? We sign the contract now. You collect the first $500 or whatever. Why are you not here anymore?
This woman give us bottle of cold water for summer.
You give us some, you know all these things. We don't already sign the contract. She come back out with her husband. They drop the $500 for our hand like that. They say they don't want to do again for the house. I see. We had to leave the place where we are in the next 1 week. After spending so much money, and at that time we didn't have a car here.
No, we didn't.
So we had to be renting car. Imagine that you are renting a car on weekends.
$300.
$300. That is before gas, gas price
and insurance.
That price don't go.
Gas price is about $2 a liter for a year.
It's like after going through all those stress, it's like when you come here as a Nigerian, you know, expect the kind wuru when they see for our country.
Wuru de Canada.
Straightforward this thing, but no.
Make I give you another gist.
Nobody go tell you.
Make
now
I
you go experience.
Make I give you another gist. Make I give you another gist before you go. Now, the rate of car thefts is on the high.
Our neighbors there.
Not people only our neighbor.
Our neighbor, you know, they live for premium neighborhood
now. People won't get their own houses for Brampton, for Toronto, and all those places.
They thief the car.
They go the cars on the list. Now, Honda CRV, Lexus, Range Rover,
BMW, and
Mercedes, yes, and BMW. These guys, they go within less than 2 minutes. They don't thief the car. They go thief the car. They go ship them through Montreal port or Nova Scotia port to Africa. Some of them they land from Nigeria.
Yes, now are the three cars with Canadian number plates where we
so people from Brampton they identify their car. They say that's my car right there in Nigeria.
Make I give you this one. My colleague they tell me yesterday. I they talk to her. She's her parents are originally from Afghanistan, right? She tell me saying, "Oh, yo, like can you imagine that?" She showed me the picture of her dad's car. I think it's the latest Honda CRV or whatever, dark tinted car. The father for their house, he come out from the house to smoke. Now winter time. This was around 11 p.m. Right? So 2021 year December, he come out to smoke. Now he go to smoke. After he smoking that, he can't go back inside house. This time, no notice. He can't be parked. His car supposed to be parked outside. As he go back now, he can't come outside. He can't look. He cannot do there. You know that thing go make you crazy now. When the motor day now, this man come out to not really see a car. They not come out get camera outside. So they can't go meet their neighbor when they adjacent. With old couple when just buy camera. Those old couple not sabi operate the camera. They get to call their own daughter when can reset the camera. You know say na 10:30 p.m. Some two guys they came and drove by the car. They surveyed the area. One person come out from the car, go unlock her papa car, this
latest car,
and then they're supposed to be having car tracker. The father never activated them at the time, so they deactivated everything, so you can even track the car. They drive that car out of those, and those cars are usually the keyless cars, so they're easy. They drive the car to that place. That car is being shipped to Nigeria. Crazy. They do documentary about the thing recently. It's called Marketplace on YouTube. Just look at the car shipping.
Yeah, I saw that documentary. They even
another one.
I see for our neighborhood here.
Secure neighborhood.
We like security. Everything.
You know, say that Canada number plate carry style resemble Nigeria number plate. I don't see one guy they drive the motor. You go see Canada, University of Toronto, they do that Canada number plate.
Some people in Nigeria, they don't know that they are stolen cars.
Yes,
because some people, when they steal the car, when the people who ship the stolen cars, they will not be pricing.
Yeah, they don't know.
Some people don't know, and it's like it's coming from a West.
Yeah, they call it foreign. It's expensive, foreign.
But it's supposed to be good. I say our neighbor for here, BMW. I see the man stand for a camera for nights. All these boys with hoodies or something, they just drive the car come out. Chassis new BMW.
Hey, God.
So if they are stealing in this kind of neighborhood,
and some in front of some people's houses in Brampton, in different parts of Toronto. Can you imagine what about the father that was about to take his child to school?
He had his two kids in the car. He was bringing the last one out before he could come out, and a man was entering the car trying to drive it out. Now fight the man. The car now moved forward. I don't know when automatic car just jerk. Can't drive forward.
So it's like the more they make the car electric, I don't know if the car manufacturer said they be dundee. If they do everything,
this software, the more people they do the positive part, the more there's negative part. I know the light on. The number of young boys with the cyber security class, hacking, ethical hacking. This is not just to use them.
After say even people when they do like all this, if not best it tell you now for Nigeria, say I'm into export and I import cars from America, I import from Canada. Middleman is in there inside though, and we know say how many police won't trace. So then the police I think my colleague was telling me that police a truck container of about how many cars? I don't know that 100, I 50, I don't know. They were able to stop it. So what did they happen for the Canadian border? When they feel they cross, they go Africa. She even told us
you understand how porous the border is?
Yes.
Why not run checks on those cars?
Exactly. She went there.
They would have known that this border is porous for them to attempt that kind of thing. And some of them still have their number plates. That means corruption don't through that border now.
They will cover the
because when they come to Nigeria, they pay clearance and whatever 75% charge and all those crazy things. So those cars they cost you
26 million. Now yesterday they said some of them for Nigeria when the car is less than half of that price so over here.
The whole thing get as this world, the whole world is just anyhow.
If person not live for abroad, there you go. You just say everywhere na
heaven and whatever.
You go, our country not dey perfect, but wahala dey everywhere. But not everybody.
Well, like, of course, but it's just to find how to manage it. Too.
Yeah.
That means people have to start making use of their garage now, not be to use and park.
Not you get garage. Even people will get garage. Sometimes they lazy to park inside the garage, so they go park in front. So now people they do steering lock. Oh. People they do steering lock. My neighbor will park in Range Rover beside my car.
He get gear lock for the
He
steering.
get steering lock. He dey iron one. Now I want me to.
And
That's the way they
come on, they drive on that seat. Great person, not TV
Range Rover, we park beside us. Some people from inside, even inside garage, they thief their motor.
They go monitor the environment.
They survey the area. Somebody they go walk down those things, and I don't know where all this would.
But all these on expensive places, vigilante not there.
I see we get security where they. I don't know what that man did. I don't know.
Now daytime.
Maybe that security na international students.
If you know,
I don't know.
Where they also, if they look in hours,
it's true.
on a 7 can't look motor when they see.
You know, some people they foolishly they use their house as Airbnb. So nobody even know whether those people they come they survey the area. Or some random people just come survey the neighborhood. Like and the neighborhood get park.
So there's a big park and everything. Yeah. So anybody can just. It's not like it's a gated community.
Yeah,
it cannot really gated community.
Toronto hardly has
that. The people will get like millions.
So will insurance pay them back?
Insurance. I see. Like we know
it depends on your policy. So some people the insurance they will go and get a new car, but not saying insurance.
If your insurance company have conscience, that insurance
now make our insurance a high for you.
Insurance.
This country,
Junior go understand what you talk about. Junior, when we were looking for insurance for our car, not even
the would what they I see. God.
Sometimes when you go straight to it, actually, you know that some people will say you need to have agents to contact insurance company for you.
Broker. Say the broker fees.
Yes, you know I learned insurance, so Jesus, I learned many things. So. I am a certified.
Insurance is the thief.
I don't lie to you. I'm not lie to. I have my certificate, Chartered Institute of Insurance in Nigeria, CIIN. So yes, insurance brokers.
Because some people
I do the certificate course. Actually, I don't know what to make. I just learn mumu things. God I beg. I just needed.
I see not be mumu. Those kind of they bring.
I needed to experience it. So we have the different brokers that. So if you have comprehensive insurance, they will not come and the moment they certify that there's actual theft, then they can give you a new car, the same model, the same everything. But if you have just third-party insurance, sorry you.
Yeah, some big insurance companies because there's competition now. They go they buy out the baby insurance company. So you will go to say at least you are not with this insurance company. You're not gonna say that they be the real owners. So
oh my God.
I see they do for this Canada. I mean the way they talk with this passion now because I don't live for
because
US.
we have
so living in the US is totally different and it's very straightforward.
Junior, is it true? Junior said they will try not to pay. Yes, so because
where would they look for insurance company? You not get any video. We will not work for this. Asian women they come, they cry. This woman they thief in Honda.
Yes,
this one big insurance company. They're not agree won't pay this woman. They didn't even want to give her a replacement car to be using the time.
And she has been paying all these things and her insurance.
You know all these things to do with insurance,
which is even weird because in insurance, and you know, if you're an insurance person, and then you're the one that signed her policy and they stole her car, then go cut money from your salary for some weird ass reason. Yes, now for some weird ass reason in insurance, when you have to pay claim, the company is losing money. Insurance is just there to gathering money. So all the plenty money they earn from you, it's insurance people that are buying buildings and driving up condo prices. So that tomorrow night you wake up, say you want new car, if you go sell one flat, but they will delay you because they are saying they're trying to gather the money. Now loss adjusters, you get the loss assessors, then we will do the loss adjustment. Insurance is crazy, but it's a money making. Money.
It is, and it's a necessity of life, so we will continue to be making money.
And because it's very compulsory in Canada, that's why it's more profitable. Nigeria, No, people take the most
That
basic
Jesus be the
insurance.
insurance for Nigeria.
The most
Jesus
basic
is my
insurance.
insurance.
We don't have strength for anything. The most basic insurance. We don't want to hear
Nigerians they get
anything that.
insurance.
In fact, the lowest one, sef. Even that lowest one, they'll still dagbo it. Nobody wants insurance. You jam your car, go fix them. I beg. Who is insurance? It's only
People,
on those.
people that are thinking of coming to Canada, please, if you're
Do your research.
another soft skill, we say they get all those gear lock when they do and when they put them next to the
for
gear
this thing, yeah.
for there, so it go just not because the steering one people feel remove one,
But
the gear one it go hard because they
so if
stop.
you get those kind of skill, all those people, for example, people will be mechanics for Nigeria, they go make plenty money for you. Mechanics, plumbers, painters, all those things.
Wicked money.
Braiders, you want $300,
Wicked money.
People things that we don't value in Nigeria. They make up. You know, say our shoemaker get your own shop. I don't know cobbler, cobbler, you know, nice shop, everything.
Every skill is important.
Every skill is important. And you go get your
That
license.
is good though. And junior still even there. I can done the
Canada.
Yeah, now make
All right, thank you, girls, so much. It was nice chatting with you all.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, now.
Bye. Enjoy this conversation.
Those of you that are the 18 eyes, please. All people not forget to like this video.
Please
like this video.
Subscribe. Share this. Make this channel grow.
Make this channel grow now.
This 2.8K is giving me nightmare.
My shares they pay me. Even with it, my shares they pay me because of all this 2.8 something K. You all deserve more than that.
Subscribe. Let's share this common sense.
Before we leave, now you know say we cannot live without food.
And we'll play this video, then we'll come and give our common sense normal stuff. So for 2 minutes, just watch this delicious food active and this also.
Welcome to Yoyomialicious, the best Nigerian online food service in Toronto, Canada. We deliver to Toronto, Concord, downtown Toronto, Etobicoke, North York, Thornhill, Vaughan, Woodbridge, Mississauga and Scarborough. Order now at yoyomialicious.com. A unique taste of Nigeria. Follow us on Instagram at yoyomialicious. Like and share this video. Nigeria to the world.
Please know that tomorrow is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all mothers who will be celebrating tomorrow.
We have a video for you people tomorrow, so please be sure to look out to watch
tomorrow's video, Mother's Day video by mothers. So it was mothers that spoke.
By mother,
So be sure to watch
and
that.
Watch the adverts and subscribe and like and share the video so that we will not keep this common sense to ourselves. See how sweet this thing went. And we went from talking about house this thing to bride price to living in Canada, everything.
Now push us out of
this channel. You people want us today because we're not able to stop you, but that's good and we agree. So thank you so much for people who joined us from the first live show to this live show, like, thank you so much. From Samulutu, from the UK, from Canada, from everywhere, Nigeria, and all of that. Thank you so much.
Uganda, Kenya,
for
Ghana,
spending your time,
your
for
time.
Switzerland, for spending your time with us today. We really appreciate it. You all are our online family, for real. We love coming here on Saturdays.
I think my favorite part was when people started talking about, oh, they're from Uganda and from Kenya. You should be letting us know. Let us know.
Let's not be assuming that all of us are Nigerians.
Let us know. Okay.
And thank you so much for
Yes,
again, everybody. Until we see you next time, which is next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Same time. Sorry, my love.
Yes.
Make start. Let me do it for the last video. You do it.
May common sense
never depart from you. Bye, everybody.